It's Wednesday, May 6th. Today on Your Morning Atlantic, a shelter-in-place order for Gaetz Brook, Nova Scotia has ended, but the search for the man at the center of it continues. Your top news headlines just ahead.
And an app for women in midlife. We'll chat with a certified menopause practitioner about a new digital tool designed to help women with health and wellness around and during menopause. That's in our second hour.
And the tides are rising. We'll chat with Halifax Tides forward Tiffany Cameron and Tides Ambassador Rhea May about the new season and a new song. That's a little later on this morning. Those stories and so much more are coming up on the Wednesday edition of Your Morning Atlantic.
Good morning, Atlantic Canada. 6:01, 6:31. If you are in Newfoundland and parts of Labrador, gang's back together again.
Nice to have you two back.
Thanks for having us, Amanda.
Oh my gosh, anytime you guys want to come into our home here on Your Morning Atlantic, you're welcome.
Always happy to pop in.
Yeah, make an appearance. We just heard some tragic news, though, Amanda and I. Stephanie has never seen Lord of the Rings.
How long ago did it come out?
Like 20 years ago.
So I think
over 20 years, yeah.
Yeah, quite young. I recall my parents may have rented it and I fell asleep immediately.
Tragic.
Oh.
This is tragic. We'll have to have a movie night.
Yeah, that's a long night.
I may fall asleep again.
Definitely not after this shift. We won't have a movie night after this shift.
Even still, it
oh my
history may repeat itself.
That's fair.
Oh my gosh, yeah. If you don't know, Brianne and I are big Lord of the Rings fans.
We are. Extended version.
Every single time. You need to get more Faramir's story.
100%. Otherwise, like, how do you even know that Faramir is such a great character?
Such a great character.
Totally.
But I don't know if today is the day that you want to stay inside and watch a movie. Well, I guess it depends on where you are.
Yes, it is very dependent on location today. New Brunswick. It is a good movie day for most people. There in Nova Scotia today, though, we'll be on the sunnier side. Cloudy to start off here in Halifax this morning, with those nice dry streets. Tomorrow, though, will be a different story because that system that is in New Brunswick will make its way across to Nova Scotia by tomorrow. We could even see a few scattered showers this evening. So just something to keep in mind. But if you are in Nova Scotia, even PEI, you're not in for too bad of weather today. A few scattered showers are likely for the island today into Newfoundland and Labrador as well. We'll see a generally sunny day, but still some showers or flurries popping up through parts of Labrador for today. As for those temperatures, on the milder side to start the day. However, it's been quite windy out there. So while we're starting out at 10 degrees in Halifax, it didn't really feel that mild this morning. 10 right now in Fredericton as well, 12 in Charlottetown, and 11 at this hour in St. John's. As for those winds, yes, they've been on the breezier side for Nova Scotia this morning. Right now in Halifax, winds are around 31 kilometers per hour from the south. So at least the winds are still, on the warmer side. Wind gusts at this hour closer to that 50-kilometer range. And in terms of visibility this morning, we're seeing a little bit of reduced conditions for parts of the region just with those gustier wind conditions. But otherwise, it's not a bad start to the day. That's a look at your forecast. Now we'll head over to Amanda for the news.
Thank you, Stephanie. RCMP have ended a shelter-in-place order for Gaetz Brook, Nova Scotia. This was the scene last night. RCMP issued an emergency alert in the HRM for a dangerous man with a machete in Musquedoppet Harbor around 8:15 Tuesday night. 40 minutes later, a revised alert was issued correcting the address to 46 Pepeswick Drive in Gaetz Brook, roughly 5 minutes away. Then at 11:15 p.m., roughly 3 hours after the alert was issued, RCMP canceled the alert, saying they no longer believed there was a risk to public safety. Investigators are still looking for the man. And on that note, the Alert Ready system will be tested later today. Here is the testing schedule for Atlantic Canada. Newfoundland and Labrador is first. You will hear the test at 9:55 a.m. local time. Then New Brunswick, it is 10:55 a.m. for you. Prince Edward Island, you will hear the alarm at 12:55 p.m. and Nova Scotians will hear it at 1:55 p.m. All times there on your screen are in local. The National Public Alerting System test is sent to cell phones, TVs, and radios. This is the first regular test of the year. At the pumps, the price of gas increased in New Brunswick overnight, inching closer to the $2 a litre mark. Gas increased by 5.8 cents, the maximum price now $1.97.1 a litre. Meantime, the price of diesel did not change. It rests at $2.25.9. Prices in Nova Scotia and PEI did not change overnight. Our CMP say they're still gathering information after a bus carrying more than 24 children went off the road in Nova Scotia's Annapolis Valley. The students are part of Cantamara Youth Choirs of the Annapolis Valley. The choir's president says the bus hit a number of culverts Monday afternoon. 11 choristers were taken to hospital.
Mostly they were minor injuries because they were bumped around. Lots of kids hit their heads, and so they were sent to hospital just for further investigation.
When I seen a few students coming off there, I seen like a couple of them were bleeding and had bloody noses and stuff.
One student was taken to hospital in Halifax via life flight, but that girl was sent home and said to be doing well. Nova Scotia is overhauling the way it supports people living with disabilities. Instead of funding organizations, it's sending money directly to individuals. The province says the sweeping change empowers people to live more independently. Officials say it's long overdue.
We are the last jurisdiction in the country to actually move to a process of making sure that persons with disabilities have the ability to live in community. Many other jurisdictions did it over decades. We're doing it over a 5-year period.
I'm concerned that funding will be cut, core funding will be cut for day programming before individual funding is in place, and everybody truly understands what it means.
The department says it will continue to work with community support groups, and grants and other funding will remain available. New Brunswick's largest airport saw steady growth last year, welcoming more than 650,000 passengers. Along with flight data released yesterday, the Greater Moncton International Airport, AGM, highlighted new routes to Western Canada and Ottawa. The airport says it's looking to build on that momentum by adding new services to Toronto and Montreal this spring and summer. Officials at the airport say they're already thinking about what comes next, including longer haul destinations and a terminal expansion.
We're working closely with our board of directors on what a future terminal expansion would look like. We're seeing a strong interest in Vancouver as an example, and so that's something we're actively working towards. We think we would have the numbers to support, say, a weekly flight to Paris or London. It's a heavier lift, but that would be the dream, to add that to our route map.
The new service to Toronto, operated by Flair, is set to start next week. The airport also says exports like live lobster continue to play a key role in connecting the region to global markets like Asia and Europe. Finally, defending Q League champs, the Moncton Wildcats. They're heading back to the league finals.
Not getting up really slow. In front to Smith, they score! From Newcross, James Smith. Wildcats 6, Armada 2.
Just jubilation in the Avenir Center last night with a final score of 6-2. The Cats defeated the Armada in Game 7 in front of a home crowd of 7,500 fans at the Avenir Center. Moncton scored 3 third-period goals to clinch the series in the deciding game. The Wildcats will now take on Chicoutimi for the league championship, and you won't have to wait long for that gameplay. First game, Game 1, is Friday night.
Exciting action in the CHL, so let's go.
Yeah.
We love to see it. We knew Moncton would do well this year, and we'll keep on that hockey theme because playoffs are happening all around. Of course, we have the NHL playoffs, but we also have the PWHL playoffs. Yeah. And the Montreal Victoire were back in action against the Minnesota Frost last night, and it took overtime in Game 1 for the Frost to take the lead in the series in Montreal. And last night, well, it took 3 overtimes before a winner was called.
There's Abby Rock trying to find Laura Stacy. Gives it back for Rock. Rock plays it over. Pullen scores! Marie-Philly Pullen!
They don't call her Captain Clutch for nothing because she always comes in clutch. A nice little wife line there with Laura Stacey as well. So it was Montreal able to close it out with a win at home, sending this series tied 1-1 as they head into Minnesota on Thursday. Now, both semifinals in the P-Dub are tied at 1-1. Ottawa hosts Boston Friday at the newly painted Canadian Tire Centre because Canadian Tire Centre changed the logo to the Charge now that the Sens are out of the NHL playoffs. So, yeah, lots of action. A great time to be a Montreal fan right now, considering you have the Habs and the Victoire, and the Victoire were first in the league all year. So,
wow.
Hoping for big things, even though they did choose to play the defending back-to-back Walter Cup champions in the Minnesota Frost. So,
listen, I'm just hoping they got some good sleep. They must have been exhausted after that game.
3 overtime periods.
Oh, my goodness.
And they play 3-on-3s. It's a whole thing.
Wow. Okay, well, while they take a break, we're going to take a break. Coming up, first look at your national and international news headlines on this Wednesday morning. And also, Stephanie will have our first full look at the Wednesday forecast. If you can't tell, well, this is a very foggy St. John. Of course, St. Johners used to the fog, but boy, we are really seeing it on our live eye this morning. This is the Uptown. The forecast with Stephanie right after this.
Welcome back to CTV Your Morning Atlantic. It is 6:14 right now. There's a live look at Lunenburg this morning where it is currently 9 degrees. We're seeing some cloud cover to start the day here, and we'll see a little bit of a cloudy start to the day for much of Nova Scotia, but we will eventually see that sunshine breaking through before the showers arrive here tomorrow. However, those showers are already developing through parts of New Brunswick this morning, and even into, we'll see some showers popping up through parts of Prince Edward Island as well for today. But again, starting off the day just on the cloudier side for much of Nova Scotia. This system began yesterday through northwestern New Brunswick. We'll be seeing some heavy rainfall at times as this continues to push across. As we head into the afternoon hours, it will continue moving across New Brunswick, and then eventually as we head toward the evening, that's when it will begin to arrive into Nova Scotia and PEI as well. Seeing some rain and some flurry activity through parts of Newfoundland and Labrador today. Into the early hours tomorrow, this rain will be widespread across the region. Into Halifax, we'll see about 20 to 30 millimeters of rainfall for tomorrow. So far, though, we just have that one weather statement in effect. This is still for northwestern areas of New Brunswick. Still about 40 millimeters of rainfall or more expected with this system, and this is until Thursday afternoon. As for those temperatures today, still on the some milder temperatures for Moncton today, 19 degrees there. Elsewhere, though, we'll see those highs between about 9 to 16 degrees. Again, just some shower activity across much of New Brunswick today, depending on where you are. A lower chance of showers for Grand Manan and St. John for today, as well as Moncton. For Prince Edward Island, we're in for a generally cloudy day here today. However, there is about a 30% chance of showers across the province. We'll see those highs between about 16 to 19 degrees, so still a few degrees above seasonal for this time of year. For Cape Breton and eastern mainland Nova Scotia, still on the sunnier side today once those clouds break up as we head into the afternoon hours. And on the milder side here as well, temperatures generally in the range between about 18 to 21 degrees. Cooler, though, for more coastal areas, 10 in Canso and 14 in Sheet Harbour. For central and southwestern areas of Nova Scotia, we'll see those temperatures still on the milder side here as well, between about 17 to 21 degrees, a little bit cooler for Halifax for that more coastal part of the region, as well as Yarmouth, 13 degrees will be the high there. Those winds, again, still on the breezier side today from the southwest at 30, gusting up to 50. And for Newfoundland and Labrador today, Newfoundland generally on the sunnier side here today, still a chance of showers for Corner Brook and St. Anthony. Into Labrador, we'll see some showers and even some snow popping up for Nain, highs here between that range of 6 degrees up to 18 degrees for Gander. That's a look at your forecast. Now we'll head over to Amanda for the news.
Thanks, Stephanie. A new chapter for Canada now with the appointment of the next Governor General. Louise Arbour takes on the mantle. She comes to the Regal Post with an impressive and distinguished resume. CTV's Judy Trin has more.
In choosing Louise Arbour as Canada's next Governor General, the Prime Minister recognized her dedication to the rule of law.
One of Canada's most demanding judicial careers, more than enough for one lifetime.
The 79-year-old is a former Supreme Court justice who left her deepest mark beyond borders. She was the chief prosecutor who secured a conviction against perpetrators of genocide in Rwanda. She indicted the leader of the former Yugoslavia, Slobodan Milosevic, of war crimes. Arbor also served as the UN High Commissioner for Human Rights.
Canada is a wonderful country, shaped by its diversity of people, of perspectives and experiences, but I think shaped also mostly by a common respect for strong public institutions and for the rule of law.
The appointment comes as the U.S. undermines global institutions.
Above all, we all strive to provide for each other in a spirit of equality and generosity.
Arbor's deep resume may help Mark Carney avoid the problems Justin Trudeau faced. Julie Payette was accused of mistreating staff at Rideau Hall, while Mary Simon, the first Indigenous Governor-General, was not fluent in French. But as the King's representative, Arbor may not get support in Quebec, even though she was born in Montreal. Separatist voices are also growing louder in Alberta. In tumultuous times at home and abroad, Arbor's ability to listen could be invaluable.
When you listen to people, then you hear them. And when you've heard them, then you can give them voice. That is the most important thing, and she's going to be able to do that in a wonderful way.
Louise Arbour will officially assume her role as Canada's 31st Governor-General in early June. Judy Trin, CTV News, Ottawa.
And we have new details on the outbreak of the rare hantavirus on board a stranded cruise ship off West Africa. 3 people are dead, 4 more are sick, and now the World Health Organization suspects human-to-human transmission. CTV's John Benevali-Rao has the latest.
For passengers stuck on this ship, there's been a sea of uncertainty about when they'll be let off.
All we want right now is to feel safe, to have clarity.
The 147 on board remain anchored off Africa's Cape Verde, with officials now saying 7 possible cases of hantavirus were identified, including 3 deaths.
We have heard from quite a few people, on the boat. We hear you. We know that you are scared.
The WHO says passengers on board are being asked to remain in their cabins while disinfection measures are carried out. Ocean-Wide Expeditions, the company behind the cruise, says the atmosphere on board remains calm, despite the ship not being allowed to dock. On shore, it's a decision some in Cape Verde's support. It's good that the ship remains at a distance, this woman says. Port denials are rare, but do happen. Most famously in Japan during COVID, the passengers of the Diamond Princess were quarantined on board for 2 weeks. While this British cruise ship was turned away at the port of Gibraltar in 2020 because of a norovirus outbreak.
I don't think these situations happen very often, but unfortunately, if they do happen, there's not much you can do about it.
Lauren Christie says while the cruise line has a duty of care for its passengers, it also has the same for the ports it's visiting.
And so really, first and foremost, it has to ensure the safety of everyone first. And unfortunately, that might mean that you're stuck on a cruise ship.
The hantavirus is usually spread by rodents, but is now thought to have been carried on board by a Dutch couple who died. Officials think it likely spread on board human to human, which is rare and requires close contact.
This doesn't sound like hantavirus is going to be a major issue on other cruises. This sounds like a sad but very rare event.
Meanwhile, 2 seriously ill crew members on the ship have been evacuated by boat ahead of a planned air ambulance transfer to the Netherlands. The ship will now head for the Canary Islands, arriving in 3 days, where Spain says those on board, including 4 Canadians, will be examined and then sent home.
CTV's John Benevali-Rao reporting in Toronto. Quick break here now. When we return, we'll have your top business headlines on this Wednesday morning, plus your must-see moment from TSN. We'll be right back. Please stay with us.
Move Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Weekday mornings on Move 100. The most fun in the morning. And home of the $1,000 minute. Only on Move 100 Halifax.
The last time I asked our director if it was going to be a good news story for the day, it was Kate and William's wedding. So, you know, so exact same answer.
On trend.
All right, time now to check in with our friends at TSN Sports Center for today's must-see moment.
Hi, everyone. Mark Rowe inside the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Tuesday in Fort. We're going to head to Detroit with the Pistons taking on the Cavs in Game 1 of their series. Second quarter, off the steal, Keon Ellis looks to go in for the lay-in, but check out Asar Thompson chases him down for the huge rejection. Thompson not giving up on the play, coming up with a massive chase-down block. That is your must-see moment from Tuesday. And on Wednesday on TSN, you can see Game 2 between the Sixers and Knicks. New York won Game 1 by 39 points. Coverage starts at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. That's all from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a great day.
This TSN must-see moment brought to you by J.R. Rahe's Furniture and Appliances.
Now to your business headlines from our colleagues at BNN.
The trade surplus, as it's called, was about $1.8 billion in March, and it is the first one we've seen in 6 months. Exports increased 8.5%. Imports fell 1.6%. Canada exported more gold and energy to the world, with the start of the war in Iran paralyzing the Strait of Hormuz. And about $49 billion worth of cars and light trucks were sent to the U.S. in March, and that's the highest it's been in a year. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar is down to 73.40. West Texas Intermediate down over $4 to 102.27. Western Canadian Select up over $5 to 83.88. And the TSX lost 71 points today. Those are your business headlines. I'm Morella Fernandez.
We are in for a rainy day in New Brunswick. We'll see that system moving from northwestern areas further south as the day goes on into the evening hours as well. Getting up to a high, though, of 18 degrees today. Tomorrow, we'll continue to see those periods of rain, heavy at times, high of 16 degrees. And Friday, we'll see the sunshine breaking through, but there is still a chance of some showers, high of 15, and that cooler overnight low of 1. For Nova Scotia, today we'll see a mix of sun and cloud across the province, though the showers beginning to develop this evening. Tomorrow, we're in for periods of rain, some areas in for about 20 to 30 millimeters tomorrow. High of 12, which is fairly seasonal for this time of year. And Friday, we'll see a mix of sun and cloud with that high of 12. And for Prince Edward Island today, we'll see a generally cloudy day with a slight chance of showers, high of 20. So still on the milder side. Tomorrow, the periods of rain will continue. And then Friday, a mix of sun and cloud with a high of 12. We'll take a short break now. Stay with us. You're watching CTV Your Morning Atlantic.
Coming up this half hour, the Move Morning Chat. We love nostalgia around here, and this time we want to know what show from your childhood you'd like to see brought back. That's just ahead on Your Morning Atlantic.
Hey, good morning. It's 6:32 on your Wednesday morning. Amanda, Brianne, and Stephanie with you today. We're so happy that you could join us. And also, we want you to weigh in on the Move Morning Chat. 10400 is the number. You can send us a text. You can send us a text anytime. You can provide updates on the show. If you're maybe seeing a traffic issue in the area, you have a weather photo you'd like to share, we would love to hear from you. So 10400 is the number. And if you haven't texted us before, you're going to get a little prompt saying which show you're watching. You, of course, are watching the Atlantic show.
Exactly. Easy peasy.
And it is a good day if you want to stay home and watch some of those childhood shows, bring back some nostalgia for yourself. At least if you're in New Brunswick today, that's where we're seeing those showers popping up for today. And then tomorrow for Nova Scotia. That'll be a good day to stay inside and maybe watch some of those more nostalgic shows.
Although a beautiful day.
Beautiful start to the day. Yes, we are still seeing some nice conditions. It's really dependent on your location today. In Nova Scotia, we will be seeing that sunshine today. Beautiful start there. Seeing that nice blue sky, the sunshine in the background. But elsewhere in the region, we are dealing with some showers, and that will persist through much of the day today into New Brunswick. That's where we're seeing this system continuing. It will spread across the province as the day goes on, eventually reaching into PEI with a chance of some showers there today. And we'll see some showers through parts of Labrador, even some snow expected into Nain today. As for those temperatures, they are starting off today on the milder side. 10 right now in Halifax, 10 in Fredericton, 12 in Charlottetown, and 11 right now in St. John's, though we have been seeing some gustier winds through parts of the region today, so making it feel on the slightly cooler side out there. Winds right now in that range between about 20 to 30 kilometers per hour from the south. However, those wind gusts reported closer to that 50-kilometer mark. In terms of visibility, still looking fairly good across the region. Just some reduced visibility in those areas where we're seeing the rain, and even with some of those windier conditions too, just bringing down that visibility just slightly. That's a look at your forecast, and we'll head over to Amanda with the news.
Thank you, Stephanie. RCMP have ended a shelter-in-place order for Gaetz Brook, Nova Scotia. RCMP issued an emergency alert in the HRM for a dangerous man with a machete in Musquedoppet Harbor around 8:15 Tuesday night. Then 40 minutes later, a revised alert was issued correcting the address to 46 Pepeswick Drive in Gaetz Brook, roughly 5 minutes away. Then at 11:15 p.m., roughly 3 hours after the alert was issued, RCMP lifted the alert, saying they no longer believed there was a risk to public safety. Meantime, investigators are still looking for the man at the center of it all. And the Alert Ready system will be tested later today. Here is a look at the testing schedule for Atlantic Canada. Newfoundland and Labrador is first. You will hear the test at 9:55 a.m. local time. New Brunswick, your test is 10:55 a.m. In Prince Edward Island, it is scheduled for 12:55 p.m. and Nova Scotia, 1:55 p.m. The National Public Alerting System test is sent to cell phones, TVs, and radios. This is the first regular test of the year. The price of gas increased in New Brunswick overnight, inching closer to the $2 a liter mark. Gas increased by 5.8 cents. The maximum price now $1.97.1 a liter. Meantime, price of diesel did not change in New Brunswick. It rests at $2.25.9. Prices in Nova Scotia and Prince Edward Island also did not change overnight. Defending Q League champs, the Moncton Wildcats are heading back to the league finals.
Not getting up really slow. In front to Smith. They score from Ukraine. Gaetz Brook. Wildcats 6, Armada 2.
With a final score of 6-2, the Cats defeated the Armada in Game 7 last night in front of a home crowd of 7,500 fans at the Avenir Centre. Moncton scored 3 third-period goals to clinch the series in the deciding game. The Wildcats will now take on Chicoutimi for the league championship. Game 1 is Friday night. Uniform members will meet today with national leaders to discuss the impending closure of the Dairytown plant in Sussex. The issue was also front and center in the legislature Tuesday. The opposition says taxpayer money was used to eliminate jobs, while the Holt government insists its deal with AgriPure will ultimately benefit the province. Here is CTV's Nick Moore.
The winding down of operations at AgriPure's Dairytown plant in Sussex, New Brunswick, alongside government funding of up to $2.4 million to help expand the AgriPure plant in Miramichi, has the official opposition asking for every detail of the contract to be made public.
So that the public can know exactly when this government found out that there were going to be 60 job losses in Sussex. Or can the Premier just be radically transparent with people right here, right now in the People's House and tell them directly when she learned that there would be 60 job losses? She either knew in advance or was unaware. Neither option is good.
Premier Susan Holt was in the legislature today. Minister responsible for Labour, Alison Townsend, and Minister responsible for Opportunities NB, Luke Randall, answered all the questions related to AgriPure today.
AgriPure had shared that it was a assessing different scenarios across the Maritimes, and we understood that this could include potential operational changes within the region, including Sussex, Madam Speaker.
The provincial government has insisted that it did not know what Agri-Pure's plans were when it announced the $2.4 million in funding back in February, but says the deal is good for New Brunswick as a whole.
This deal adds to our GDP. It sets us up for long-term growth with this company. And it's important to remember our government support in Miramichi will ensure that dairy processing capacity remains here in New Brunswick.
The people of Sussex feel blindsided. They see their Agri-Pure plant closing where our amazing Dairytown butter is made. And the Premier used their tax dollars to do it to them.
Agri-Pure says it plans to shut down its Sussex plant by the end of 2028. Nick Moore, CTV News, Fredericton.
Thank you, Nick. Finally, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to do this, but it sure helps. So you may be thinking to yourself, what am I watching? Yeah. Let me explain. This is an annual rocket competition in Thailand. So the competition celebrates a tradition of the local community that sees rockets traveling horizontally to hit a target and send it tumbling to the ground.
This is so cool.
I know. And you know what the top prize is?
What?
$916 US.
I mean, I'm not.
Have you ever seen anything like that?
No.
It looks like they're racing almost.
I love it.
Yeah.
This is actually so incredible.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Oh, well, thank you for that.
You're welcome. The visuals are just incredible.
Mesmerized.
Right? Oh my gosh, I love it. All right, we have a fantastic contest to tell you about so that maybe you can start building your own rocket and get yourself to Thailand. So wake up and win with CTV Your Morning. We could pay your bills with a massive $20,000. So just imagine what you could do with that extra money. Now I have a different vision in my head. To enter, head to the contest page at ctvatlantic.ca or scan the QR code on your screen and enter the code word along with your information. And for your chance to win the Your Morning $20,000 Pay Your Bills contest, today's code word is fortune. So enter that word, all your information. Best of luck to you. And it is also McHappy Day. So anytime you buy anything from McDonald's for today, you are helping to fund the many programs around the McDonald Fund, all of the fun things. So I've decided to treat everyone to breakfast this morning.
An angel on the set.
You're amazing. I thought I checked like a delivery app on your phone and I was looking, I was like, is that what I think it is?
Breakfast of champions. You need breakfast to get yourself through the day.
And if you need a little inspiration for breakfast this morning.
Exactly. And it's going to a good cause. So charity event, you know, where I'm getting hearts from Jen right now.
Oh my gosh, this is amazing. And you know what? The Ronald McDonald House in Halifax, the new house, just celebrated 1 year.
Just celebrated 1 year. Fantastic anniversary. And this part of the initiatives and the funds that they get for that is from things like this. So breakfast of champions.
Well, thank you, McDonald's, and thank you, Brianne.
All right. We're going to eat this and we're going to take a break.
Oh yeah. Okay, so stick with us because we're going to have your entertainment headlines and also the Move Morning Chat. Grab your breakfast and coffee and let us know what show from your childhood would you like to see rebooted. Your Morning Atlantic. We'll be right back after this.
Welcome back to CTV Your Morning Atlantic. It's a beautiful start to the day in St. John's this morning. We're seeing some sunshine breaking through. There's still some cloud cover in the sky, but we will see generally a mix of sun and cloud through St. John's today. Not the same story elsewhere in Atlantic Canada. We'll be seeing some rain, some showers popping up through New Brunswick today, and that system will continue spreading across the maritime portion of the region. So these showers arrived through northwestern areas of New Brunswick yesterday. They will continue to persist across New Brunswick today. The system will keep pushing through, and then eventually as we head toward the evening hours, we'll see some showers begin to develop in PEI as well as Nova Scotia. Some showers as well pushing into Newfoundland and Labrador for this evening as well. By early tomorrow morning, the showers will be widespread across the region. We could see some rainfalls of about 20 to 30 millimeters depending on where you are. With the system, though, we still just have one special weather statement in effect. This is for northwestern areas of New Brunswick. Still about 40 millimeters or more of rainfall is possible, with some thunder showers expected as well. So we could see even higher rainfall amounts during that time. This system will continue until Thursday afternoon. As for those temperatures today through New Brunswick, closer to those more seasonal values today, seeing the temperatures between about 9 to 19 degrees. Again, we'll start off with those more heavy showers through northwestern areas, eventually spreading elsewhere in the province. For Prince Edward Island today, generally a cloudy day ahead with those highs between 16 and 19 degrees, though there is about a 30% chance of showers during the day, and eventually we'll see those showers arriving this evening into Thursday. For Cape Breton and eastern mainland Nova Scotia today, still on the milder and sunnier side here. Temperatures between about 19 to 20 degrees, 21 for Amherst, though cooler for more coastal areas, 10 degrees today in Canso and 14 in Sheet Harbour. We'll see those winds from the southwest at 40, gusting up to 64 today. So still those milder winds, however, they are on the gustier side, so it will make it feel a little bit cooler out there. As for central and southwestern areas of Nova Scotia today, we'll see those temperatures in the mid to high teens, even the low 20s for Middleton and Kentville today. Mix of sun and cloud across the region, though again, showers arriving here later on this evening. We'll see those winds from the southwest at 30, gusting up to 50. And for Newfoundland and Labrador today, we'll see generally a mix of sun and cloud for much of Newfoundland, a chance of showers for Corner Brook and St. Anthony, and some showers and some snow possible into parts of Labrador, though for Labrador City, we'll see a mix of sun and cloud, highs today between 6 and 18 degrees. That's a look at your forecast. Now it's time for the Move Morning Chat.
Our radio co-hosts Aaron and Peter joining us for the Move Morning Chat. And on this TV show, we are asking what is a TV show from your childhood you would love to see rebooted. Aaron and Peter, what are you watching?
Well, Amanda, I think you might in particular appreciate this.
Okay.
The one that I would like to see rebooted was first a movie, then a TV show, then a movie again, and then a Broadway musical, and then for a very short time a TV show again. It covers a lot of ground.
Is Star Trek?
Back to the going back to the early 80s, it's Fame. And as a theater kid back in the early 80s, I love the idea of a performing arts high school and all of this performance stuff, and all of these kids were so freaking talented, and I love the show so much. So if I could reboot one TV show, bring it back, I would like to see Fame done all over again.
Listen, those kids are going to live forever, you know?
Yes.
Okay, well, my show that I'm picking, Peter, I know you've never seen this, but you two may have. I was obsessed with the OC, like obsessed. It started airing in 2003, and I think it only went to 2007, but there are 92 episodes. Like, it was a commitment to watch the OC. They were all obviously in Orange County, and just like a teen drama. I recently rewatched the entire show, and I was bawling my eyes out. The soundtrack was amazing. I'd love to see like where they are now. So if I could pick any show to reboot, it would be the OC for sure.
I find this one so tough because there are a few shows that I loved from childhood that they have at least tried to reboot. I loved Boy Meets World growing up. They tried to do that with the Girl Meets World. Right. And I was so excited for the Lizzie McGuire reboot. So that was a little devastating. So maybe with the Hannah Montana anniversary that just passed the 20th year, you know what? I'd love to see what Hannah Montana's up to nowadays.
Maybe she's enjoying the best of both worlds.
You have to imagine.
Who knows? Okay, my show, it's a Canadian TV show. It only lasted 3 seasons, and the last season ended on a cliffhanger. My husband and I have rewatched it because we had such good memories of it. It's Reboot. Do you remember Reboot?
Oh,
I loved it.
Yes.
One of the few TV shows back in the day where it was computer animated. What they would do is the characters, like there were characters inside a computer game, and the user would come in and they'd have to try to defeat the user for every episode. And it was so good. And at some points it got really dark, but it had really iconic characters like Hexadecimal. Like the coolest names as well. And I would just love to see that show rebooted. I want to know what happens, or at least maybe make a movie.
Yeah, a big finale at least to cover that cliffhanger.
Yeah. Reboot. So we're putting the question to you. Send us a text at 10400 right now. What show from your childhood would you love to see rebooted? We'll share your answers a little later in the show.
The #1 morning show in Halifax. Turk, Megan, and Amateur Alex. And home to the biggest artists. Halifax's #1 hit music station. 101.3 Virgin Radio.
It's time now to head to Hollywood for a look at your entertainment headlines.
Nominations for the Tony Awards were announced on Tuesday. New musicals The Lost Boys and Schmigadoon led with 12 nominations each, followed closely by Lincoln Center's revival of Ragtime, which received 11 nominations. Daniel Radcliffe, Rose Byrne, Stephanie Hsu, and Luke Evans are all among this year's nominees. The Tony Awards, hosted by Pink, will air on CBS and stream on Paramount Plus on June 7th.
Tell me what you remember.
We have a new trailer for The Odyssey. The film was adapted by Christopher Nolan from the Greek epic of the same name. The film is set to star Matt Damon, Anne Hathaway, Tom Holland, and Lupita Nyong'o. The Odyssey arrives in theaters on July 17th.
All right, let's get to work, yeah?
The Boys are coming to the big screen. The series finale of the hit Amazon Prime Video series will premiere in theaters in 4DX on May 19th. Tickets are available now through Regal Cinemas. And happy birthday to George Clooney, who is 65 today. That's what's happening in Hollywood. Melissa Adon, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Time now for a look at your 3-day forecast. Starting in New Brunswick, we'll see some showers and rain developing across the province today, getting up to a high of 18 degrees, low tonight of 10. Into Thursday, we'll see periods of rain continuing across the province, reaching a high around 16 degrees, but it will be cooler overnight, getting down to a low of 3. And into Friday, we will see a generally cloudy day, some sunshine breaking through at times, but there is still a chance of showers across the province, reaching a high of 15, but very cool through the overnight hours, low of just +1. For Nova Scotia, we will see a mix of sun and cloud across the province today, getting up to a mild high of 17 degrees, so a few degrees above seasonal still today. Low tonight of 9. Tomorrow we'll see widespread periods of rain across the province. Some areas could see about 20 to 30 millimeters of rainfall. High tomorrow of 12. And into Friday, the sunshine returns. We'll see a mix of sun and cloud, high of 12 with a low of 4. And for Prince Edward Island, we'll see a high today of 20 degrees, generally cloudy. However, there is about a 30% chance of showers today. Tomorrow, we'll see periods of rain across the province, high of 15. Cool overnight, though, with a low of 2. And into Friday, a mix of sun and cloud, high of 12 and a low of 4. We'll take a short break now on CTV Your Morning Atlantic. Stay with us.
It is Wednesday, May 6th. Today on Your Morning Atlantic, alert lifted. A dangerous person alert that was issued last night for Gaetz Brook, Nova Scotia is no longer in place, but the search for the man continues. Details just ahead in your top news headlines.
And 3 wise women. No, not us. That's the name of a new digital app specifically focused on health and wellness for women in midlife. We'll get the details a little later in this half hour. Those stories and oh so much more just ahead on the Wednesday edition of Your Morning Atlantic.
Thanks for being with us on this Wednesday morning. It's just after 7 o'clock. Hope you're having a good start to your day. We certainly are.
Yes.
Thanks to Miss Brianne. And I just keep worrying now. I'm like, I feel like I'm covered in grease. I'm not complaining. I'm certainly not complaining. But it's a lot. I keep, you know, every single time we're in the commercial break, reapplying the lipstick.
That's the one that always gets me when we eat on the show. I'm like, oh, gotta redo
One second, make sure I'm...
Yes, something in the teeth. One time I ate a blueberry mix on the show and I had blue teeth. Oh my gosh, but it was delicious. But yeah, if you're just tuning in now, Brianne bought us and the whole crew breakfast from McDonald's for
McHappy Day.
Happy Day. Yeah, round of applause.
Some applause, yes.
Coffee. It came in a box.
It literally came in a
I've never seen such a large order.
I don't think I've ever made such a large order in my life.
No, I wasn't expecting it to come in a box.
But that was actually very convenient because it was easy to
carry.
So thank you, McDonald's, for that. And if you are looking for breakfast inspiration and you don't have anything at home, try going for McHappy Day, you know?
And if you already ate your breakfast, there's always lunch and dinner.
And then a snack.
So lots of time.
Lots of time.
If you made your breakfast at home today, you can still stop by McDonald's later.
You could have a second breakfast, Stephanie.
Second breakfast is...
That is a Lord of the Rings quote.
Well, I just thought we were talking about second breakfast.
Also, if you're just tuning in, Stephanie has not seen The Lord of the Rings. Brianna and I are working on changing that.
We are. We're the only two that have ever gotten nerd alerts on this show.
This is true.
Yeah.
This is true.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be joining that club, but...
Well,
you never know. You never know. There could be something.
A rainy day might be coming up, and you might
find something.
It's a good day. You know what? If you're a fan of Lord of the Rings in New Brunswick, it's a good day to maybe stay in and watch that even this evening once you're home from work, from school. In Charlottetown today, we'll see mostly cloudy skies there starting off. Could see about a 30% chance of showers, though, across the island for today. Still some milder temperatures, though, so that is at least nice. Tomorrow, that's when the showers will be more widespread across PEI. Elsewhere in the region, though, yes, so New Brunswick dealing with those showers, periods of rain today. Northwestern areas in for about 40 millimeters of rainfall. Elsewhere in the region, though, just some cloudier conditions for today. Some snow, though, popping up through Nain in Labrador today. As for those current temperatures, 10 degrees in Halifax, 10 in Fredericton right now, 12 in Charlottetown, and 11 at this hour in St. John's. And those winds, while the temperatures are on the milder side to start, the winds have been making it feel a little bit cooler out there. We've been dealing with those very strong winds since last evening. Right now, they're generally from the south between about 20 to 30 kilometers per hour, with a few gusts reported closer to that 40 to 50 kilometer range. In terms of visibility, it's looking fairly good out there, seeing some reduced visibility through those areas, dealing with some showers and some of those gustier winds this morning. But otherwise, if you are getting ready to head out the door, it's looking pretty good across the region. That's a look at your forecast. Now we'll head over to Amanda for the news.
Thanks, Stephanie. RCMP have ended a shelter-in-place order for Gaetz Brook, Nova Scotia. RCMP issued an emergency alert in the HRM for a dangerous man with a machete in Musquodoboit Harbour around 8:15 Tuesday night. 40 minutes later, a revised alert was issued correcting the address to 46 Pepeswick Drive in Gaetz Brook. That's roughly 5 minutes away. Then at 11:15 p.m., roughly 3 hours after the alert was issued, RCMP canceled it, saying they no longer believed there was a risk to public safety. Investigators this morning still looking for the man at the center of it all. And the Alert Ready system will be tested later today. This is a look at the testing schedule for Atlantic Canada. As you can see, for Newfoundland and Labrador, it's 9:55 a.m., 10:55 a.m. for New Brunswick, 12:55 p.m. for Prince Edward Island, and 1:55 p.m. for Nova Scotia, all those times in local. The National Public Alerting System test is sent to cell phones, TVs, and radios, and this is the first regular test of the year. The price of gas increased in New Brunswick overnight, inching closer to the $2 a litre mark. Gas increased by 5.8 cents, so nearly 6 cents. The maximum price now $1.97.1 a litre. Meantime, price of diesel in New Brunswick did not change. It rests at $2.25.9 a litre. Prices in Nova Scotia and PEI also did not change overnight. RCMP say they're still gathering information after a bus carrying more than 24 children went off the road in Nova Scotia's Annapolis Valley. The students are part of Cantamara Youth Choirs of the Annapolis Valley. The choir's president says the bus hit a number of culverts Monday afternoon. 11 choristers were taken to hospital.
Mostly they were minor injuries because they were bumped around. Lots of kids hit their heads, and so they were sent to hospital just for further investigation.
When I seen a few students coming off there, I seen like a couple of them were bleeding and had bloody noses and stuff.
One student was taken to hospital in Halifax via life flight, but that girl was sent home and is said to be doing well. May 5th was a day dedicated to remembering missing and murdered Indigenous women, girls, and 2S people. The numbers are staggering. Indigenous women and girls are 12 times more likely to be murdered than other Canadians. On Tuesday, communities across the country held ceremonies and memorials to raise awareness and break the cycle. CTV's Ryan McDonald has more from Member 2.
Her smile, her friendliness, her eyes were blue.
Andrea Dennis is remembering her niece, Jasmine Nicholas Cloud. She says the 25-year-old was found dead in this home on Ling Street in New Waterford on April 22nd. A man, 32-year-old Zachary Paul Landry, has been charged with second-degree murder in connection with the case.
It's really breaking my sister's heart, especially when it's your only child. And she was such a beautiful kid.
Genevieve Francis.
A bell rang out for each missing or murdered Indigenous women or girl remembered here today at the Red Dress Park in front of the police station in Member 2.
When you look nationally, it sort of makes you step back and you think, oh my God.
Barry Gordon spent 9 of his 50 years in policing stationed here in Member 2, where he learned more about the challenges Indigenous women face when it comes to domestic violence.
And please don't be afraid to call the police to look for help for them.
Every year our walk gets bigger, so that tells me that it is getting out there.
In Halifax, a good-sized crowd marched through the provincial capital. Back in Member 2, a bald eagle, which are sacred to the Mi'kmaq, flew overhead just as today's walk ended. And the aunt of a young woman who died less than 2 weeks ago had one final message.
She was somebody's child. She was somebody's niece. She was somebody's sister, somebody's friend. And never forget her.
Ryan McDonald, CTV News on the Member 2 First Nation.
Thank you, Ryan. To New Brunswick now, to the ice. Defending Q League champs Moncton Wildcats, they'll be heading back to the league finals.
Not getting up really slow. In front to Smith, they score! From Newton, Gaetz Brook. Wildcats 6, Armada 2.
With a final score of 6-2, the Cats defeated the Armada in Game 7 last night in front of a home crowd of 7,500 fans at the Avenir Centre. Moncton scored 3 goals in the third period for the deciding game. The Wildcats will now take on Chicoutimi for the league championship, and Game 1 for that series is Friday night. And Toronto's World Cup Command Centre has been unveiled, with the first game just over a month away. Take a look at this. The Safety and Security Unit will be operated by Toronto Police in partnership with other emergency services. The city's police chief says the priority is ensuring everyone's safety. He adds this marks the longest continuous operational period, it's a lot to say, requiring the largest deployment of members in Toronto police history. So in layman's terms, it's a really big police operation. One of the biggest they've had.
I mean,
that's their command center.
It's a big operation in general, right? So it's good to know that they have a good police presence up and
yes, because there will be so many people.
So many people.
Yeah, I saw yesterday TSN did their photo shoot for people who are going to be covering it. So like Matthew Shinetti, who is huge in the soccer world, and we saw Claire Hanna. Poor Claire had just gotten off a flight from like across the world, and she was like, "Well, I'm going to do a photo shoot now."
Oh wow. Good on her.
Nothing like waking up like that, unless you're waking up $20,000 richer.
Yes, that'd be pretty nice.
Because that is the contest we're going to tell you about right now. Wake up and win with CTV Your Morning. We could pay your bills with a massive $20,000. Imagine what you could do with all that extra 20 grand. Get some extra sleep, maybe. To enter, head to the contest page at ctvatlantic.ca or scan a QR code on your screen and enter the code word along with all your information for the chance to win the Your Morning $20,000 Pay Your Bills contest. It's a mouthful, but it's worth it. Today's code word is fortune. Put that in, and best of luck to you. May the odds be ever in your favor.
Good odds.
Good odds.
Good. That one I know.
See? Yes, crushed it.
Hunger Games.
I read the books first.
Yes.
Me too.
So good.
So good.
Books are phenomenal. Yeah. All right, still ahead this half hour, your latest national and international news. But first, Steph has your Wednesday forecast. Let's take a live look now at Peggy's Cove. beautiful out there this morning. I know we had some gusty winds yesterday. Steph has more details on the forecast right after this.
Welcome back to CTV Your Morning Atlantic. It is 7:14 right now. Here's a live look this morning at McAdam, New Brunswick, where it is a little bit cloudy to start the day. We're sitting at 11 degrees. Eventually, we will see some showers rolling into this region, as we will see those showers making their way across New Brunswick for today. Generally, just some cloud cover, though, elsewhere in the region, at least to start out. Those showers will be more widespread as we head into the day Thursday. But the system started yesterday, making its way through northwestern areas of New Brunswick. It will continue pushing across New Brunswick today into the evening hours. And that's when we'll start to see it arrive into PEI and Nova Scotia. And then by tomorrow morning, we'll see those showers more widespread across the region. We're in for about 20 to 30 millimeters of rainfall for parts of Nova Scotia into Thursday. We do still have a special weather statement in effect for northwestern areas of New Brunswick. About 40 millimeters of rainfall is expected. We could see even higher amounts during some thunder showers, and this will last until Thursday afternoon. As for those temperatures today in New Brunswick, they are closer to the more seasonal values, between about 9 up to 19 degrees. So still some milder conditions for Moncton there. Again, those showers pushing across the province for today. For PEI, we'll see those highs between 16 and 19 degrees. Generally a cloudy day here, though there is a 30% chance of showers. Those winds from the southwest at 40, gusting up to 60. For Cape Breton and eastern mainland Nova Scotia, still dealing with those milder temperatures here for today. Highs between about 17 to 21 degrees. However, a little bit cooler for more coastal areas. 9 degrees in Canso today, 13 in Sheet Harbour with that mix of sun and cloud. For central and southwestern areas of Nova Scotia, we'll see highs between the high teens to low 20s, though a little bit cooler for more coastal areas. 13 in Yarmouth and 13 in Halifax. Though in Halifax, more the areas further away from the coast, it will still be a little bit warmer. And for Newfoundland and Labrador today, Newfoundland generally a mix of sun and cloud, those highs in that range of about 10 to 18 degrees. For Labrador, we'll see some showers popping up in Happy Valley, Goose Bay, some snow in Nain today with that high of 8 degrees. And into Labrador City, we'll see a mix of sun and cloud. That's a look at your forecast. Now it's time for your campfire conditions.
This is your Campfire Conditions Report, brought to you by Pine Acres RV, where customers become friends. And in the province of New Brunswick right now, Category 1 fires and campfires are restricted to the hours between 8 p.m. and 8 a.m. For Nova Scotia, Category 1 fires and campfires restricted to the hours of 7 p.m. to 8 a.m., except for Victoria, Cape Breton, and Richmond County. In Cape Breton, there, campfires and Category 1 fires permitted between 2 p.m. and 8 a.m. And in Prince Edward Island, campfires are currently permitted, but Category 1 domestic brush burning is restricted to the hours of 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. Remember, as well as checking in on the provincial restrictions, which we just did, to check in on any municipal restrictions and bylaws. That's your Campfire Conditions Report.
Thank you so much, Kaylin. Now a look at news on the West Coast, where a shocking collision between a man on a jet ski and a whale near Vancouver's Stanley Park has prompted an investigation. CTV's Andrew Johnson has more.
Peter Williams launched his drone this morning along Vancouver's shoreline and found just the whale he was looking for.
I'm not sure if it has been injured, but I could see scratches on its back, so hopefully it's going to be fine.
After what happened last night near Stanley Park. The gray whale was putting on a show until someone who'd been speeding by on a jet ski slammed right into it.
Oh my God! It was awful to watch, to be honest. I'm just absolutely shocked. It's not something that you are expecting to see.
Witnesses say the rider went flying.
He flew off the jet ski, almost like cartwheeling, and hit the water very, very hard.
He was helped out by people on a nearby sailboat and taken to the hospital in serious but stable condition. Police say they've spoken with the man and are looking into whether he was driving recklessly.
I think now he's sort of, public enemy number one in Vancouver, but I just hope that he's able to make a full recovery.
One whale researcher says this is yet another wake-up call for boaters and for rental companies to educate their customers.
We have to demand a culture of whale-safe boating where there is zero tolerance for the lack of education and the lack of awareness. Like, oh, I just rented a car and I drove through a school zone. I didn't know what I was supposed to do. That doesn't work.
Despite sightings today, Jackie Hilderling worries the whale could be suffering.
You don't know how the blunt force trauma is going to manifest further down the line.
Anyone on the water who fails to stay at least 100 meters away from a whale can face heavy fines. Fisheries and Oceans Canada says it is investigating and also trying to figure out how badly that gray whale could be hurt. Andrew Johnson, CTV News, Vancouver.
Thank you, Andrew. Another break here on Your Morning Atlantic. When we return, Brianne will have a conversation about a new app helping women going through menopause. Those details coming up right after this.
Welcome back. It is 7:23. And if you're a woman in midlife, well, this next interview is for you. It's no secret that perimenopause and menopause come with a whole host of questions, and often clear answers and information can be very hard to find. So our next guest wants to help, which is why 3 Wise Women digital health app came to be. Dr. Maria Migas is a family physician and certified menopause practitioner and co-founder of the 3 Wise Women Ltd. Good morning.
Good morning, Brianne.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
All right, tell us a little bit about your background and how you got into menopause.
So I am a family doctor by training. I've been practicing over 20 years and certainly have managed menopause in my practice all that time. But it really wasn't until I embarked on my own journey that I realized that I was unprepared and I had very little training. So I thought, you know, I better do some extra training and get certification in this so I can better assist my patients.
Absolutely. I mean, sometimes that's what needs the prompting, right, is your own personal experience. Doing that research, is that what prompted you to develop the app? And just give us the background on that.
Sure. So with my partners, the 3 Wise Women, we sat down one day and thought, how can we best help women who are navigating this stage of life? They too had their own interesting journeys. So we thought it'd be a great idea to provide a tool for women that they could use that was based on reliable information. You said it yourself, there's a lot of misinformation out there right now. So to give them reliable information that they can use and empower themselves to do something about it. So that's really where the idea came to be. Sorry.
So we have a quick sneak peek of it. So can you give us just a little bit of a walkthrough with it?
Sure. So we partnered with this company called Wellnify. They're a local tech company, and they've developed this digital health platform. And included in that, we have a menopause symptom tracker. So that's great for women going through this stage so that they can track their symptoms. We know there are more than 30 symptoms associated with menopause that they can then track and then show to their family doctor should they feel things are getting worse. So it's a great option. And also the app helps to empower women to take an action for their health.
Absolutely. I mean, it's fantastic. For women who are watching who are in perimenopause or nearing menopause, what would you suggest when it comes to being informed or empowered by this phase of their life?
Right. So really, it's all about the information and getting the right information. So finding trustworthy sources. We really try to infuse evidence-based information in this app and also recognize that there are things you can do, lifestyle strategies that are evidence-based that can help you along this journey. And when those tend to fail or not working as well is when to seek out help. So we have some of that generalized advice on there too on the app.
Amazing. And when do you expect the app to be fully functional for people?
Oh, well, we're just about finished our pilot, so hopefully we'll get lots of feedback so that we're able to create an even better product the next go around. So I can't answer that question fully, but hopefully soon.
We're in the stages of getting there. What kind of feedback do you look for in this type of research?
Yeah, so we're looking for feedback on, is the menopause symptom tracker, is that helpful to you? And also the videos on exercise, nutrition, and all the generalized medical advice. So hoping that we get good feedback on that.
Amazing. Well, we have linked that to our website. Thank you so much for coming in here today, Dr. Maria.
Thanks very much.
And CTV Morning Live will be right back after this short break.
Coming up in this half hour, do you have some mice, maybe some ants in your kitchen? Those pesky pests, they can cause some big problems, and spring comes with some fresh challenges. We'll chat with the pest control company about what they do and what you can do as we move towards the summer months. That's coming up in 15 minutes on Your Morning Atlantic.
Welcome back. Just turning 7:31, 8:01 if you're in Newfoundland and parts of Labrador. And it's funny because we had mixed reactions on the set about those visuals. I know you both were just kind of like, ooh. I had a pet rat growing up, so shout out to Melvin.
Melvin. You know, now that you say that, it's almost not surprising.
The other day, Katie Kelly came in with baby Golden, and I screamed. I was talking to Steph. She was doing her makeup, and I screamed. And everyone in the newsroom came running because they thought it was Vanessa screaming about a mouse because, you know, we all have rodent issues.
Oh, no.
When you live in a port city, it is what it is, right? And it was just me screaming about a baby.
Oh, boy.
Because I don't scream about mice.
Oh, my gosh. Well, I know another spring pests that happen around this time of year, ants, mosquitoes as well. So
Manitoba's bird.
Yes.
Manitoba's bird. Hi, caramba. So luckily, Orkin's going to be joining us in 15 minutes just to talk about what to keep an eye out for and how to get rid of that problem in a good way, a way that works for everyone. Say, this is not my home. It's not your home either.
It's the fire ants are the ones that get me because those ones bite and it hurts.
Yes.
It hurts. I mean, pesky pests, we deal with them all the time, right?
Important conversation that we'll be having a little later.
Especially because some come out during wet weather, some come out during dry weather.
And especially now that it is getting warmer, too, for many areas now. So we are seeing the little bugs popping out across much of the region. A lot more activity taking place out there. But yes, hopefully with the rain that's taking place in New Brunswick today, they'll maybe hide a little bit. Here's a live look this morning, though, at the Confederation Bridge, seeing some cloud cover to start the day there. It doesn't look nearly as windy as what we saw earlier this week, so that's certainly a nice change. So we could see a few showers popping up through parts of PEI for today. Elsewhere, though, the system is making its way through New Brunswick. It will continue to push across there, eventually making its way into PEI and Nova Scotia later on this evening and into tomorrow, seeing some showers as well still popping up through parts of Newfoundland and Labrador with some snow today for Nain. As for those temperatures, 13 degrees right now in Charlottetown, so a very mild start to the day. 10 right now in Fredericton, 11 in Halifax, and 12 right now in St. John's. As for those winds, they have been making it feel a little bit cooler out there, especially through Nova Scotia, just with how gusty they've been through this morning. And last night, too, the winds were very strong across the region. Right now, between about 20 to 30 kilometers per hour from the south. Those gusts reported between about 30 to 60 right now. As for that visibility, if you are getting ready to head out the door to go to work, it is looking quite well across the region. However, a little bit of reduced visibility through parts of southwestern Nova Scotia and into some coastal areas in New Brunswick as well. That's a look at your forecast, and we'll head over to Amanda for the news.
RCMP have ended a shelter-in-place order for Gaetz Brook, Nova Scotia. RCMP issued an emergency alert in HRM for a dangerous man with a machete in Musquodoboit Harbor around 8:15 Tuesday night. 40 minutes later, a revised alert was issued correcting the address to 46 Pepeswick Drive in Gaetz Brook, roughly 5 minutes away. Then at 11:15 p.m., roughly 3 hours after the alert was issued, RCMP canceled the alert, saying they no longer believed there was a risk to public safety. Investigators are still looking for the man. And the Alert Ready system will be tested later today. Here's a look at the testing schedule for Atlantic Canada. Newfoundland and Labrador is first at 9:55 a.m., followed by New Brunswick at 10:55 a.m., Prince Edward Island 12:55 p.m., and Nova Scotia at 1:55 p.m. You'll hear this on your phone, radio, and television, but no action is required. Price of gas increased in New Brunswick overnight, and it's now inching closer and closer to the $2 mark. Gas increased by 5.8 cents a liter, so nearly 6 cents. The maximum price now $1.97.1 a liter. Meantime, price of diesel did not change. It rests at $2.25.9. Prices in Nova Scotia and Prince Edward Island also were unchanged overnight. RCMP say they're still gathering information after a bus carrying more than 24 children went off the road in Nova Scotia's Annapolis Valley. The students are part of Canta Mara youth choirs of the Annapolis Valley. The choir's president says the bus hit a number of culverts Monday afternoon. 11 choristers were taken to hospital.
Mostly they were minor injuries because they were bumped around. Lots of kids hit their heads, and so they were sent to hospital just for further investigation.
When I seen a few students coming off there, I seen like a couple of them were bleeding and had bloody noses and stuff.
One student was taken to hospital in Halifax via life flight, but that girl was sent home and is said to be doing well. Nova Scotia is overhauling the way it supports people living with disabilities. Instead of funding organizations, it's sending money directly to individuals. The province says the sweeping change empowers people to live more independently. Officials say it's long overdue.
Can you speak to the size?
We are the last jurisdiction in the country to actually move to a process of making sure that persons with disabilities have the ability to live in community. Many other jurisdictions did it over decades. We're doing it over a 5-year period.
I'm concerned that funding will be cut, core funding will be cut for day programming before individual funding is in place, and everybody truly understands what it means.
The department says it will continue to work with community support groups, and grants and other funding will remain available. New Brunswick's largest airport saw steady growth last year, welcoming more than 650,000 passengers. Along with flight data released yesterday, the Greater Moncton International Airport AGM highlighted new routes to Western Canada and Ottawa. The airport says it's looking to build on that momentum by adding new services to Toronto and Montreal this spring and summer. Officials at the airport say they're already thinking about what comes next, including longer haul destinations and a terminal expansion.
We're working closely with our board of directors on what a future terminal expansion would look like. We're seeing a strong interest in Vancouver as an example, and so that's something we're actively working towards. We think we would have the numbers to support, say, a weekly flight to Paris or London. It's a heavier lift, but that would be the dream to add that to our route map.
The new service to Toronto, operated by Flair, is set to start next week. The airport also says exports like live lobster continue to play a key role in connecting the region to global markets like Asia and Europe. Staying in the hub city, defending Q League champs, the Moncton Wildcats. They're heading back to the league finals.
Not getting up really slow. In front to Smith. They score from Newcross. Gaetz Brook. Wildcats 6, Armada 2.
With that, a final score of 6-2, the Cats defeated the Armada in Game 7 last night, and it was all in front of a home crowd of 7,500 fans at the Avenir Centre. Moncton scored 3 third-period goals to clinch the series in the deciding game. The Wildcats will now take on Chicoutimi for the league championship. Game 1 is Friday night.
Wildcats, make some noise. Is that the
That's one from High School Musical. Yes, yes, it is.
I mean, you know, we are asking what you want to, what show you'd like rebooted for a movie.
Yes.
And they did. There was High School Musical, the series.
Yes.
They did a spin-off of it.
Which is, hey, what shot Olivia Rodrigo to fame, right?
Exactly,
Yep.
exactly. So there you go. We want to know what show from your childhood would you love to see rebooted. That's a hard one for me.
Yeah, what would you pick?
I have Arthur.
Oh, hey, Arthur.
Okay.
Yeah.
A-A-R-D-V-A-R-K. That's the only reason I know how to spell aardvark.
That's pretty good. His sister DW, she was spicy.
DW was my favorite.
I loved her. Yeah, I really resonated with DW.
Me too. Me too. Definitely resonated with her and Francine. Okay, so imagine being surrounded by Bernese Mountain Dogs.
I would love it.
Right?
We are celebrating Bernese Mountain Dogs and the community that is involved with it. We've been breeding dogs for 10 years now and really like to have the community approach.
We were surrounded by puppies yesterday, so we needed to be surrounded by more dogs today. More than 100 people, and 50 of their dogs came out for the community dog walk in Guelph over the past weekend. So the walk was at a local winery. All of this sounds amazing to me, by the way, which sure was nice for the dog owners who got to have a glass of wine and some house-made pizza. So organizers planning this event say next year will include puppy yoga.
Those burners they've got so much energy.
They're so sweet. You could see some, but there was like a few puppies in there too.
Yeah. You know how we love puppies and food on the show, so come at me.
Yeah, it amazes me how quickly those burner puppies grow.
Yes. And they just keep growing.
Beethoven? Was Beethoven one of those?
No, he was not. No,
What was
he was not.
St. Bernard?
St. Bernard.
Right.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right. Still ahead. Stephanie will have the latest look at the forecast. Good if you're going to be walking your dog this morning, so you can avoid some rain, maybe. Then dealing with those springtime pests. We'll chat with the pest control expert to get tips and advice about what to do with those unwanted house guests. That's on the other side of this break. Please stay with us.
Welcome back to CTV Your Morning Atlantic. Here's a live look this morning at Antigonish, where it is 7:44 right now, 13 degrees as well. It looks a little bit on the windy side there. We have been seeing those stronger winds across Nova Scotia today. It was very strong and gusty last night as well. But we'll be seeing that mix of sun and cloud through Antigonish today and across much of Nova Scotia before those showers eventually make their way to us this evening. Those showers, though, already beginning to spread across New Brunswick this morning. They began through northwestern areas and will continue across the province as we head into the afternoon and evening hours. Eventually, the system will make its way into PEI and Nova Scotia as well. We're in for a rainy Thursday ahead, so if you're in Nova Scotia or PEI, today's a great day to get outside and enjoy the weather if you are able to. And the system will continue pushing across, being more widespread early Thursday morning. We still do have a special weather statement in effect for northwestern areas of New Brunswick. With this system, we could see 40 millimeters or more of rainfall, even higher amounts during some thunder showers, which could pop up through the day. And this system will last until about Thursday afternoon. As for those temperatures in New Brunswick today, we'll see them closer to more seasonal values between that range of about 9 all the way up to 19 degrees. So still milder for Moncton, 16 today in Miramichi and Fredericton. Again, those showers will just continue spreading across the province. Winds today from the southwest at 30, gusting up to 50. For PEI today, we'll see temperatures between about 16 to 19 degrees. It could be a little bit cooler for more coastal areas. Generally a cloudy day across the island, though there is a slight chance of some showers for any given area. Winds here from the southwest at 40, gusting up to 60. For Cape Breton and eastern mainland Nova Scotia today, we will see some mild conditions for most areas here, about 19 to 21 degrees, 17 today in Sydney. A little bit cooler, though, Canso 9 degrees and 13 today in Sheet Harbour with that mix of sun and cloud. For central and southwestern areas of Nova Scotia today, we'll see temperatures as well in the high teens or low 20s, though a little bit cooler for Halifax today, high there of 13 degrees. So it will be a few degrees warmer for more inland areas. And in Yarmouth today, high of 13 here as well with that mix of sun and cloud. Winds here from the southwest at 30, gusting up to 50. As for Newfoundland and Labrador today, we'll start in Newfoundland. We'll see a mix of sun and cloud for most areas. There is about a 30% chance of showers for Corner Brook and St. Anthony today. We'll see temperatures in that range of about 10 to 18 degrees. And for Labrador, we'll see some showers popping up for Happy Valley Goose Bay, high there of 15, and some snow for Nain, high there of 8. In Labrador City, we'll see a mix of sun and cloud with a high of 6. That's a look at your forecast. Now we'll head over to Brianne.
Thanks, Stephanie. Obviously, it's that time of year where we're getting that warmer weather, and that's for everything. Those pesky pests are also coming out of the woodwork. So how do you deal with them? Well, luckily, we have people do deal with that. And one of those heroes is here today joining us from Moncton. This morning is Sean Rollo, Technical Director for Orkin Canada. Good morning, Sean.
Good morning, Brianne. How are you?
I'm great. Hopefully we stay that way given the pests that are going to be coming out with this warmer weather. What do we typically see at this time of year?
And there's all sorts of activity that we're expecting coming in the warmer weeks ahead. So we're going to see a lot of wasp activity, potentially mosquitoes, ants, maybe even mice you'll see as well. You'll see all sorts of pests.
And what are some of the problems that are prevalent here in Atlantic Canada when it comes to these types of pests?
And really, it's more just the nuisance of them having them around. I mean, sometimes we forget that we're on their turf, not the other way around. So it's a nuisance when they're around the home, but most of them are quite harmless.
Fair enough. So if people are seeing, I guess, an increase in, say, ant activity or wasp activity, what is something that they can do to protect themselves and their homes?
So if it's something like a stinging insect like a wasp, you're probably best to not try to tackle that yourself. You might want to call a professional to come in. And if it's something like ants, try to see where the source is. If you can see where they're coming and going from, then maybe you can locate where the nest is. And help out that professional when they get there to do the inspection. You can guide them in the right direction.
Absolutely. All right. So we've touched on those bugs a little bit. What about birds?
Yeah, birds nesting this time of year. So, anywhere that there are overhangs like gutters, for example, or soffits, those are good spots for birds to nest, but also wildlife. We get a lot of squirrels that nest in those areas too. So just keep an eye out on that. And again, you can call a professional to come in to help with removal if needed.
Absolutely. I used to live on a property that had a balcony, and pigeon poop was a huge thing. What is your advice to people dealing with situations like that?
Don't ignore it. There are health concerns that can be associated with bird droppings, so it's important to, number one, have them cleaned up properly, but also, to your point, prevent them. How can we prevent them from being there in the first place? And that's where a pest professional can really come in and assess your unique building and determine why are they there in the first place and what can be done to help deter them back.
I noticed some people have like those owls that they put on the balcony or shiny objects. Are these things helpful, or is it really just like a case-by-case basis that people need to bring somebody in?
And most of those things will work, but they work fairly short term. So the birds get used to the fact that they're there and they realize it's no longer a threat, like an owl, for example, a plastic owl. And then they just start ignoring it. So it may work short term, but often longer term, that's not a good solution. And you're better off to have somebody come and evaluate your unique building or your unique situation to come up with a plan together on how it should be tackled.
All right, so we've done birds, we've done bugs, but what about those rodents? Because again, port cities here in Atlantic Canada.
Yeah, rodents are always prevalent. Again, we have to remember we're on their territory, so they are naturally in our environment all the time. It's a matter of how close do we, let them get to our homes. So keeping a well-manicured lawn will help. Long grass, of course, helps provide cover, which makes them feel safer from predators. You want to make sure that any sort of shrubs or bushes are trimmed and pushed back from the building. And look for entry points. Do a walk around your home and look for any gaps that they might be able to get into. Little cracks or crevices around the outside of the building can be an entryway into the home.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for all this information, Sean. It's been so helpful. We've linked Orkin to our website as well. So thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you, Brianne. Anytime.
Awesome. We'll head over to Amanda for a look at health and medical news now.
Yeah, definitely check your garage door is what I recommend. Health and medical news now. It is in the headlines, but what exactly is hantavirus and how does it spread? It's one of the topics in your health. Experts say hantavirus is rare and poses little public risk. That's despite reports of 3 recent deaths potentially linked to it. Experts say it spread when humans inhale particles from rodent urine, saliva, or feces. That can happen when a person is disposing of droppings. Experts say hantavirus can feel like the flu at first, but eventually it can damage organs. 4 Canadians are among the nearly 150 people still on board a cruise ship dealing with the deadly outbreak of hantavirus. A drug that could slow the progression of dementia in some patients has been approved in Canada. The drug, called donanemab, helps remove amyloid plaques, which can lead to cognitive and memory problems. It showed early promise, with nearly half of patients showing no progression of their dementia in the first year of use. But the Alzheimer's Society, back in 2023, raised concerns about the trials, noting 23% of those on a placebo also showed no progression. It also noted the trial groups were not ethnically diverse. Finally, stats from the States show students check their phones an average of 64 times during the school day, and a new study suggests this habit could be draining their brain power. A recent study published in JAMA Network Open looked at smartphone use during the school day among kids ages 11 to 18 from the southeastern U.S. It found that, on average, they spent more than 2 hours a day glued to their phone during time they should be learning. Every single one of the 80 students in the study used their phone, mostly for social media and entertainment. Here in Canada, all 3 maritime provinces have policies that limit cell phone use in schools. Still, experts recommend parents or guardians talk with their child about the pros and cons of checking their phone frequently and phone etiquette. Plus, they can model healthy phone habits by limiting device use during family time.
We have just one milestone to pass along today. It's a 60th anniversary for David and Joanne Tanner of Indian Path, Nova Scotia. Congratulations, you two.
I love it. Great photo. Congratulations. We hope you enjoy your special day. And of course, to see a milestone again or to find out how to submit one, visit our website by scanning the QR code on your screen. And a reminder that milestones must be received 2 weeks in advance.
And for New Brunswick today, for our 3-day forecast, we're looking at some showers and some rain across the province, getting up to a high of 18 degrees, low tonight of 10. Into Thursday, those periods of rain will persist. We'll see a high around 16 and getting cooler through the evening hours, though, low of 3. Into Friday, we could see some sunshine breaking through. Otherwise, there is still a chance of showers lingering into Friday. We'll get up to a high of 15 degrees. Cool overnight, though, a low of just +1. As for Nova Scotia, today we'll see a mix of sun and cloud, high of 17 degrees, low tonight of 9. Tomorrow, periods of rain. We could see about 20 to 30 millimeters of rainfall for some areas in Nova Scotia, high of 12. And into Friday, the sunshine returns. We'll see a mix of sun and cloud with a high of 12. Overnight low of 4 degrees, so again, on the cooler side here as well. And for Prince Edward Island today, we'll see a high around 20 degrees with a low tonight of 10. Cloudy today, though there is about a 30% chance of showers. Tomorrow, though, the rain will be more widespread across the province. We'll see a high around 15. Cool overnight, low of 2. And into Friday, we'll see a mix of sun and cloud with a high of 12 and a low of 4. We'll take a short break now on CTV Your Morning. Stay with us.
The #1 morning show in Halifax. Turk, Megan, and Amateur Alex. And home to the biggest artists. Halifax's #1 hit music station. 101.3 Virgin Radio.
It's Wednesday, May 6th. Today on Your Morning Atlantic, a shelter-in-place order for Gaetz Brook, Nova Scotia. It's over, but the search for the man at the center of it continues. We'll have details just ahead in your top news headlines.
And a proactive approach to youth mental health. On the eve of National Child and Youth Mental Health Day, we hear how officials are trying to take preventative measures to help young people in need. That's coming up in this half hour.
Good morning, Atlantic Canada, or wherever you're watching from. We're so happy that you could join us on this Wednesday morning. We're particularly happy if you're in wherever you watch you from. Some people watch outside of their home. I do wonder if we're in a dentist office. I have one thought, and I think about this every time I go to the dentist. I feel like the shows that they have up on the ceiling, on those TVs that are really well secured.
Yep.
I always want, it's always a home reno show.
Yes.
It's always a home reno show, but here's my beef.
Okay.
I never get to watch the full show. I get the big tease at the beginning about the reno, what they plan on doing.
Then you get to see it come to fruition.
Mouth open, and then the appointment's usually done by the time.
Like, can you just, I think you missed a spot in the back.
Yeah, keep going. The dental hygienist is working away, and then the dentist comes in and talks to you, and you're like, oh, but I really want to see what they think about the renovation.
It's funny you say that. Every time I go to get my nails done, there's always a different show on. So I go to Lee's Nails on Quinpool, and every time I go, they introduce me to a new show. And so for that hour and a half, I'm just hooked.
You're
invested. And I'm like, what's gonna happen? Like Love is Blind or whatever. But I don't watch reality TV outside of me being in the nail salon. long.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
So I'm always like, oh, what show are we watching today?
What's on today? Now, what's on today for the weather?
It depends on where you are today.
Really does.
If you're in St. John, you will eventually get some showers moving in there as the day goes on today. Starting off though with some cloud cover. We saw some foggier conditions earlier today as well, but otherwise a bit of a cloudier start to the day here. But across New Brunswick, we will be seeing those showers become more widespread as the day goes on. We'll eventually see some showers moving into PEI and Nova Scotia later on this evening. And still dealing with a few showers popping up through parts of Newfoundland and Labrador as well today. Some snow for Nain. As for those temperatures, starting out 8 degrees right now in St. John, 10 in Fredericton, 10 as well right now in Halifax, 13 in Charlottetown, and 12 in St. John's. And while the temperatures are starting off fairly mild, we are still dealing with some gustier winds right now, mostly for Nova Scotia and into PEI, winds between about 20 to 40 kilometers per hour from the south. Those gusts, though, a little bit stronger, between about 30 to 60, and they will stay fairly strong through the day today. As for that visibility, if you're getting ready to head out the door to go to work or off to school, it is pretty good across the region, though a little bit of reduced visibility through parts of southwestern Nova Scotia and some coastal areas of New Brunswick, but otherwise not a bad start to the day. That's a look at your forecast. Now we'll head over to Amanda for the news.
Thanks, Stephanie. RCMP have ended a shelter-in-place order for Gaetz Brook, Nova Scotia. RCMP issued an emergency alert in the HRM for a dangerous man with a machete in Musquodoboit Harbour around 8:15 Tuesday night. Then 40 minutes later, a revised alert was issued correcting the address to 46 Pepeswick Drive in Gaetz Brook. That's roughly 5 minutes away. Then at 11:15 p.m., roughly 3 hours later, after the original alert was issued, RCMP lifted the alert, saying they no longer believe there was a risk to public safety. Investigators, meantime, are still looking for the man. And the Alert Ready system will also be tested later today. Here's a look at the testing schedule for Atlantic Canada. It is set to go off 9:55 a.m. for Newfoundland and Labrador, that is local time. In New Brunswick, 10:55 a.m. Prince Edward Island, 12:55 p.m. and in Nova Scotia, just before 2 o'clock at 1:55 p.m. This alert will be broadcast on radios, TVs, and cell phones. No action is needed. The price of gas increased in New Brunswick overnight, inching closer to the $2 a litre mark. Gas increased by 5.8 cents. The maximum price now $1.97.1 a litre. Meantime, price of diesel did not change in New Brunswick. It rests at $2.25.9. Prices in Nova Scotia and PEI also did not change overnight. RCMP say they're still gathering information after a bus carrying more than 24 children went off the road in Nova Scotia's Annapolis Valley. The students are part of Canta Mara Youth Choirs of the Annapolis Valley. The choir's president says the bus hit a number of culverts Monday afternoon. 11 choristers were taken to hospital.
Mostly they were minor injuries because they were bumped around. Lots of kids hit their heads, and so they were sent to hospital just for further investigation.
When I seen a few students coming off there, I seen like a couple of them were bleeding and had bloody noses and stuff.
The price of gas increased in New Brunswick oh, that's the wrong script. Still talking about gas prices. We'll tell you that one student was taken to hospital in Halifax via life flight, but that girl was sent home and is said to be doing well. All right, back on track. Defending Q League champs, Moncton Wildcats. They're heading back to the league finals.
Not getting up really slow. In front to Smith. They score from Newfront. Gaetz Brook. Wildcats 6, Armada 2.
With a final score of 6-2, the Cats defeated the Armada in Game 7 last night in front of a home crowd of 7,500 fans at the Avenir Centre. Moncton scored 3 third-period goals to clinch the series in the deciding game. Wildcats will now take on Chicoutimi for the league championship. Game 1 is scheduled for Friday night. Hope for Wildlife has been busy caring for new baby residents this spring. CTV's Paul Dewitt takes us to the rehab center where there's a lot to see.
Hi, I'm Hope Swinimer, and you're in Seaforth, Nova Scotia at Hope for Wildlife Society. And it's that time of year where we're getting lots and lots of calls. People are having conflicts with our natural world, with nature, and we're here to give advice on what to do when that happens. Already this year we have baby foxes, baby seal pup, baby raccoons, baby squirrels. I think we got our first baby groundhog today, so we're getting lots in. Oftentimes people have live trapped out mothers and relocated them, so that's very unfortunate, and the babies come here to Hope for Wildlife and we raise them up and get them back to the wild. However, our whole mission is to avoid that from happening to begin with, so we're here to help people with those kind of problems. Just know that if you see wildlife around your property this time of year, there are usually babies, almost always. So be aware that you cannot live trap. It's probably the worst thing you can do. Before you know it, the white-tailed deer fawns will start to be born. And what a lot of people don't realize is Mom doesn't get those babies up to go with her right away. She leaves them in safe zones, places she feels are safe. They may not look safe to us, but to the mom, that's where she chose to leave them. And just sometime taking a quick little snapshot and sending it to us, we can tell whether they look healthy or not.
Thank you to Paul DeWitt for that piece. Finally, the WNBA and Bell Media have announced a historic rights agreement. The broadcast and streaming deal will see Bell Media become the official media partner of the Toronto Tempo. TSN will broadcast and stream Tempo games, regular season WNBA games, as well as the playoffs, finals, and draft. CTV and Crave will also simulcast select Tempo games, including the home opener, which is set for Friday. And a reminder, CTV News is a division of Bell Media.
Sure is. Exciting times for women's sports in our country. Great deal being met there between the Tempo and Bell. So, you know, good times.
Good times all around.
And we saw cute baby animals. So again, our cups are full this morning.
Yeah, we had our McDonald's cups full.
Definitely.
Earlier. Yeah.
Definitely. McHappy Day if you want to get in on the giving action. But we also want to give to you. So we're doing the giving action as well because we have a fantastic contest to tell you about. Wake up and win with CTV Your Morning. We could pay your bills with a massive $20,000. Just imagine what you could do with that extra 20 grand. To enter, head to the contest page at ctvatlantic.ca or scan that QR code on your screen and enter that code word FORTUNE along with all of your information for your chance to win the Your Morning $20,000 Pay Your Bills contest. It's a mouthful, but it's also a wallet full. Today's code word, once again, is FORTUNE. Good luck.
All right, another break, and Stephanie has the full forecast for this Wednesday. We have clear conditions in some places, like White Point, Nova Scotia. Not so much in parts of New Brunswick. Steph will break it all down on who's getting the wet weather and when right after this.
Welcome back to CTV Your Morning Atlantic. Here's a live look this morning at St. John's, Newfoundland. We're seeing some sunshine there to start the day. A little bit of cloud cover as well. But otherwise, we are in for a mix of sun and cloud for St. John today. Just a few parts of Newfoundland could see a chance of showers as the day goes on, but otherwise in for a nice day today. Not the same for New Brunswick, though. We are seeing some showers developing across the province. They will continue pushing across as the day goes on today, eventually making their way into PEI and Nova Scotia by this evening and into tomorrow. The system to bring in some widespread showers, some heavy rainfall at times, with some thunder showers possible as well. As we head into the evening hours tonight, we'll see the system begin to arrive in Nova Scotia and PEI early tomorrow morning, becoming even more widespread. Some areas through Nova Scotia could see about 20 to 30 millimeters of rainfall, and also some heavy rainfall expected through northwestern New Brunswick, where we do still have a special weather statement in effect. About 40 millimeters or more expected, and there could be higher amounts with any thunder showers. Now, this system is expected to continue there until Thursday afternoon. As for temperatures in New Brunswick today, back to more seasonal values just with this rain coming in. We'll see those highs between about 9 to 16 degrees for the most part. Warmer, though, for Moncton. High there today of 21 and 11 in St. John, 12 in Grand Manan, with those winds from the southwest at 30, gusting up to 50. For PEI today, it will be a cloudy day. However, there is about a 30% chance of showers. We'll see those highs in the range between about 16 to 19 degrees. It could be a little bit cooler, though, for more coastal areas today. Those winds from the southwest at 40, gusting up to 60. For Cape Breton and eastern mainland Nova Scotia, we are still dealing with some warmer temperatures through Nova Scotia today, though they will go down a little bit as the week goes on, just once we have this system arrive here. Highs today between about 18 to 21 degrees. Cooler for more coastal areas, though, 10 degrees today in Canso and 13 in Sheet Harbor. Those winds from the southwest at 40, gusting up to 60. For central and southwestern areas of Nova Scotia today, temperatures in the high teens to low 20s, though a little bit cooler for Halifax, high of 14 degrees and 13 today in Yarmouth. And we'll see the winds here from the southwest at 30, gusting up to 50. For Newfoundland and Labrador today, we'll see a mix of sun and cloud for Newfoundland for the most part, about a 30% chance of showers for Corner Brook and St. Anthony. Today, we'll see highs between about 10 to 18 degrees here. And for Labrador, we'll see some showers popping up for Happy Valley Goose Bay, high there of 15. Some snow today in Maine with a high of 8. And we'll see a mix of sun and cloud for Labrador City with a high of 6 degrees. That's a look at your forecast. Now we'll head over to Amanda for the news.
Thank you, Stephanie. Time is 8:15. A new report is highlighting the concern from families in Canada when it comes to head injuries in sports. For the details, we bring in CTV's Scott Hurst. Scott, what are you learning this morning?
Good morning, Amanda. This is an issue not just impacting families with kids looking to play at higher levels, but it impacts kids playing youth sport of all ages, ability, and ambition. 93% of those surveyed are demanding action to protect children from preventable brain injuries. This is a new survey just released today by the Concussion Legacy Foundation. The demand for more to be done to protect young people in sports. Some of the other key numbers that jumped out to me from this report include about 75% of respondents believing Canada is actually falling behind some other countries in preventing brain injury in youth sports. And Canadians, it argues, overwhelmingly reject the idea that tradition should outweigh safety, showing more than 90% of respondents saying long-term brain health is much more important than preserving elements of play, Amanda, such as heading, checking, and tackling.
So what is this report saying when it comes to protecting young people? What are some of the calls to action?
The report says Canadians are sending a clear message when it comes to children's brain health. Inaction is no longer acceptable, it says. Demanding leaders must act now, arguing the numbers support an urgent need for both policy changes and better public awareness. Those behind the report believe right now is also a critical window for action, highlighting the attention specifically on soccer. Specifically, it's getting because of the upcoming World Cup, which of course will be co-hosted by Canada. So the Concussion Legacy Foundation is using this moment to call on governments, national sports organizations, and leagues themselves to, 1, implement age-appropriate restrictions on repetitive head impacts, and 2, establishing mandatory national standards for brain injury prevention and management, Amanda, so kids can enjoy all the benefits of youth sports and reap all the benefits that it does, include, teamwork, physical fitness, of course, but minimizing the long-term risks, particularly when it comes to brain injuries.
All right, and that report just out today. Scott, thank you so much for bringing it to us.
Thanks, Amanda.
CTV's Scott Hurst reporting live for us from our national newsroom in Toronto. Another break here on Your Morning Atlantic. When we return, we'll be talking about National Child and Youth Mental Health Day, which is tomorrow. That's on the other side of this break. Please stay with us.
Move Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Weekday mornings on Move 100. The most fun in the morning. And home of the $1,000 minute. Only on Move 100 Halifax.
Welcome back. It is 8/21. National Child and Youth Mental Health Day is tomorrow. There is an urgent need for early intervention in youth and child mental health hospitals. Communities and partner agencies are now working together to shift the system from reactive crisis-based care to proactive, preventative, focused support. So we have 3 guests joining us this morning. Full slate up here. We have Sarah Dawson with Sobeys. Thank you so much for being here. We have Jenna, an IWK Youth Ambassador, and happy birthday, might I add. And of course, we have Jennifer Gillivan, President and CEO of the IWK Foundation. So thank you all so much for being here, getting up early and everything for us. All right, Sarah, we'll start with you. Tell us about the Family Support Initiative.
So Family of Support is a partnership initiative that was started to fund early intervention mental health support for children and youth in Canada. And it began with the Sobeys Foundation, Canada's Children's Hospital Foundations, and Empire. And Canada's Children's Hospital Foundation is a network of 13 hospitals who identified opportunities in their communities to fund early intervention access points that were unique to the communities they serve.
Amazing. Why is it so important to identify those early?
So when you talk to families who are trying to navigate support to help their kids, they'll tell you that timing is everything. And 5 or 6 years ago when the initiative began, CCHF told us that while that early intervention really made a difference for kids, the lion's share of funding wasn't being directed to those early access points. And so investing early can mean the difference for a meaningful outcome and identifying kids that might be struggling. And since 2020, 200,000 or so children have been supported by the program, and that's why stories like Jenna's are so powerful, because they show us what meaningful outcomes can happen when there's early intervention and what that can mean for both kids and for their families.
For sure. Absolutely. So Jenna, you have had quite the journey. Talk to us a little bit about your experience.
For sure, yeah. So I've had mental health challenges my entire life, as well as chronic illnesses. And it all kind of was a loop-de-loop of like challenge after challenge that kind of comorbidited together. But I have anxiety and depression, and I had an eating disorder in my teens. And I really struggled a lot, but I lived in Halifax, so I was able to get support through the IWK, which was really, really great to help me on my journey. But also during that journey, I noticed there was gaps in my healthcare, even though it was so amazing. So then when I was 15, I started becoming a volunteer at the IWK, and I was on the Youth Advisory Council and started doing work of trying to make the system better. And now ever since then, I now advocate across Canada in different avenues for mental health and healthcare systems change in general. And a lot of that work is to do with Anchor Youth Space, which is Nova Scotia's IYS initiative, as well as volunteering with the Transition of Care Framework at the IWK and the Emergency Department build. So I've very much seen the ecosystem of, we're creating the best, Jennifer will say, we're creating the best ecosystem in the world for mental health with, you know, different pathways that are seamless. And I've really seen that start from scratch and build to what it is now. And I'm so excited to see it flourish and grow so people like me can have a better outcome.
You're literally a shining example. Honestly, like throw the rest of us out of the book, you know?
This is our why.
Yeah,
right here.
Absolutely. You are the epitome of it, and obviously it's a passion of yours. Why are you so passionate to help other people?
I think I'm really passionate to help other people through storytelling and doing this type of work, because I can take really not great memories from my past and traumatic moments and turn them into something purposeful and meaningful. And I really think helping others helps you heal, and that is forever my why.
Oh my goodness. Well, you are an inspiration. Thank you so much. And happy birthday. This is all coming together. This is a great Wednesday. Jennifer, obviously you spoke about the need to elevate children's mental health, and on the national stage, early intervention. Like, why are we focusing on that?
Yeah, I was just thinking how old I am. I was actually right at the beginning with CCHF creating this with Empire and the Sobeys family. Early intervention is absolutely critical. And being able to actually build these IYS sites, being able to link, we have a learning link through this program. And our new emergency build, which will have its own mental health space, which Jenna picked the chairs out yesterday, which I didn't know even, so that's amazing. But at the end of the day, the less kids have to go to the Garran unit and to acute care, the more we'll know we've succeeded. And early intervention is absolutely key. And we have to have doors wherever kids come in. they'll find the care they need, and they'll be navigated to where they need to go, which is what this whole program's about.
Amazing.
And yeah, huge thank you to Empire and the Sobey family, because they came in like right at the pandemic, think about it, and they came in and they listened to all of the 13 hospitals and they followed their lead. They didn't just, you know, they didn't say, well, we want this. They really listened, and they've stuck with us, and year over year you've seen this program grow, and you can see by just the amazing Jenna beside me why this is so important.
Absolutely. Well, thank you all so much for being here today. We do have to leave it there, but we have linked both of those websites to ours.
Awesome.
Time now for a 3-day for our forecast to see what Jenna's birthday is going to be looking like. Steph?
Thanks, Brianne. In New Brunswick, at least, we are in for a rainy day today. We'll see showers and rain developing across the province. High today of 18 degrees. Tomorrow, periods of rain persisting, high of 16. And into Friday, we'll see the sunshine break through a little bit, but there is still a chance of showers with a high of 15. Now here in Nova Scotia for Jenna's birthday, we're in for a nice day, a mix of sun and cloud today, high of 17. So beautiful weather. It's tomorrow that we'll see things change over. We'll see periods of rain getting up to a high of 12. And into Friday, the sunshine returns. We'll see a mix of sun and cloud with a high then of 12 degrees. A little bit cool overnight, though, low of 4. And for Prince Edward Island today, we'll see a cloudy day, though there is a slight chance of some showers early on. High today of 20. Tomorrow, we'll see those rain showers persisting, high of 15. And into Friday, a mix of sun and cloud with a high of 12. We'll take a short break now. Stay with us. You're watching CTV Your Morning Atlantic.
Still ahead, she shoots, she scores. The Halifax Tides are making waves on and off the pitch in their second year. They haven't missed the mark yet. We're going to catch up with them coming up here in the next 15 minutes on the Wednesday edition of Your Morning Atlantic.
Thanks for being with us on this Thursday morning. It is 8:30 right now. And we're so happy to have you joining us this morning and seeing the tides there. Now that we are getting into May, we're getting closer now to more warmer weather game days because for the Tides and the Wanderers, you know, their seasons start at home in April, and you really, across the country, you never know what the weather is going to be like in April. So it's exciting. We're getting closer to those, you guaranteed almost at least warm, may not be sunny, but at least warm days.
The Wanderers played on Saturday against
perfect day.
It was the best day. I was there in all my glory by myself.
And it's just it's a great location too. Just the sun is there. You're away from like the winds at the ground, so it's great. So it's exciting for the Tides too. You know, second season. Some great weather on the way.
New swag.
New swag.
Yes. New song.
New song. That is going to be part of that conversation because we actually have the player who sang it coming in. So,
well, it's a good thing they're not playing tomorrow because that's when we are going to see the rain arrive here in Nova Scotia. New Brunswick today, though, that's where we are dealing with some showers. You can already see those slick streets there in Fredericton. We'll see those showers continuing across the region today. In New Brunswick, too, it's going to be a couple of days of this sort of a little seasonal, unseasonal weather. We're just seeing those showers continuing. Into PEI, too, there's a chance of some showers today. We'll also see some snow popping up for Nain and Labrador as well. So just scattered precipitation around the region. It's very dependent on where you are, whether it's a good day to be outside or perhaps a good day to stay inside. As for those temperatures, right now in Fredericton, it is 10 degrees, 10 in Halifax as well, 13 in Charlottetown, and 14 at this hour in St. John's. As for those winds, they've been on the stronger and gustier side for Nova Scotia today, PEI as well, and those coastal areas of New Brunswick. At this hour from the south, between about 20 to 30 kilometers per hour. Those gusts, though, a little bit stronger, closer to 50 kilometers. In terms of visibility, it's still looking pretty good around the region if you are getting ready to head out the door. Just some reduced conditions through parts of southwestern Nova Scotia and into the St. John area where we were seeing some fog patches earlier this morning, but otherwise not a bad start to the day. That's a look at your forecast. Now we'll head over to Amanda for the news.
Thanks, Stephanie. RCMP have ended a shelter-in-place order for Gaetz Brook, Nova Scotia. RCMP issued an emergency alert in the HRM for a dangerous man with a machete in Musquodoboit Harbor around 8:15 Tuesday night. 40 minutes later, a revised alert was issued, correcting the address to 46 Pepeswick Drive in Gaetz Brook. That's roughly 5 minutes away. Then at 11:15 p.m., roughly 3 hours after the original alert was issued, RCMP canceled the alert, saying they no longer believe there was a risk to public safety. Still, investigators are looking for the man at the center of it all. Speaking of alerts, the Alert Ready system will be tested later today. Here is the schedule for Atlantic Canada. Newfoundland and Labrador, you are first. The alert will go off at 9:55 a.m. In New Brunswick, it's 10:55 a.m. Prince Edward Island, 12:55 p.m. and Nova Scotia, 1:55 p.m. This alert is a test and it will go on your cell phone, television, radio stations as well. No action is needed. Price of gas increased in New Brunswick overnight, inching closer to the $2 a liter mark. Gas increased by 5.8 cents. The maximum price now $1.97.1 a liter. Meantime, the price of diesel did not change. It rests at $2.25.9 a liter. Prices did not change in Nova Scotia or PEI overnight. RCMP say they're still gathering information after a bus carrying more than 24 children went off the road in Nova Scotia's Annapolis Valley. Students are part of Cantamara youth choirs of the Annapolis Valley. The choir's president said the bus hit a number of culverts Monday afternoon. 11 choristers were taken to hospital.
Mostly they were minor injuries because they were bumped around. Lots of kids hit their heads, and so they were sent to hospital just for further investigation.
When I seen a few students coming off there, I seen like a couple of them were bleeding and had bloody noses and stuff.
One student was taken to hospital in Halifax via life flight, but that girl was sent home and is said to be doing well. Nova Scotia is overhauling the way it supports people living with disabilities. Instead of funding organizations, it's sending money directly to individuals. The province says the sweeping change empowers people to live more independently, and officials say it's long overdue.
Can you speak?
We are the last jurisdiction in the country to actually move to a process of making sure that persons with disabilities have the ability to live in community. Many other jurisdictions did it over decades. We're doing it over a 5-year period.
I'm concerned that funding will be cut, core funding will be cut for day programming before individual funding is in place, and everybody truly understands what it means.
The department says it will continue to work with community support groups, and grants and other funding will remain available. New Brunswick's largest airport saw steady growth last year, welcoming more than 650,000 passengers. Along with flight data released yesterday, the Greater Moncton International Airport, AGM, highlighted new routes to Western Canada and Ottawa. The airport says it's looking to build on that momentum by adding new services to Toronto and Montreal this spring and summer. Officials at the airport say they're already thinking about what comes next, including longer haul destinations and a terminal expansion.
We're working closely with our board of directors on what a future terminal expansion would look like. We're seeing a strong interest in Vancouver as an example, and so that's something we're actively working towards. We think we would have the numbers to support, say, a weekly flight to Paris or London. It's a heavier lift, but that would be the dream to add that to our route map.
The new service to Toronto, operated by Flair, is set to start next week. The airport also says exports like live lobster continue to play a key role in connecting the region to global markets like Asia and Europe. To the ice now, defending Q League champs, the Moncton Wildcats. They are heading back to the league finals.
Not getting up really slow. In front to Smith. They score from Ukraine. Gaetz Brook. Wildcats 6, Armada 2.
With a final score of 6-2, the Cats defeated the Armada in Game 7 last night in front of a home crowd of 7,500 fans at the Avenir Centre. Moncton scored 3 third-period goals to clinch the series in the deciding game. The Wildcats will now take on Chicoutimi for the league championship, and Game 1 is Friday night. Now to a dramatic view of one of the world's most active volcanoes, which is erupting again. Amber lava soared high up into the air from Hawaii's Kilauea volcano, with fountains reaching heights of more than 200 meters and marking the latest of a series of eruptions in recent years. When you think of famous volcanoes, Kilauea is usually the one that comes to mind.
That is making my heart rate like go faster watching this.
I don't understand.
I wonder what it's like. I do wonder from a safe distance what it's like to see something like that with your own eyes. From a safe distance.
Yes.
Will you feel the heat from it?
You must.
It literally reminds me of Fantasia.
A little bit less music, but you know, I get it. Like,
less music, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
All right, well, tourists in China's Sichuan province are taking to the sky at a scenic waterfall in the region.
Whoa.
Right? The ferry flying from the sky experience gives visitors a chance to soar, kind of like a ferry, around this mountainous waterfall. Organizers say it allows visitors to shift from viewing the scenery to becoming part of the scenery.
Whoa.
They also say it's bringing more visitors to the region, obviously, which is helping with local cultural and tourism organizations. Would you do this?
No.
Yes, I would. But I have to say, I feel like they're using like dancers for promotional videos.
Yes.
You know, like do you get the costume?
I'd be sideways. Like
you'd have to have a lot of core strength, arm strength to be able to do this. And they're making it look really graceful. I feel like the average tourist
is not going to look that graceful.
And do you get the costume?
I would hope so.
But I'd want a green one, personally.
Wow, those are cool visuals, though.
Aren't they?
Yeah,
Imagine just dancing in front of a waterfall. I feel like I could do that at Niagara Falls.
Yeah, maybe. You probably have to sign a
Might
waiver.
be a little more dangerous. Might be just a touch. Well, we don't have anything quite like that going on in our region right now, but we do have some really great events taking place across the Maritimes. So we told you earlier this week about taco battles in Prince Edward Island. Well, it's Taco Week in Moncton, and there are 25 different tacos you can try around Moncton, each with a unique twist. But you better hurry. Tomorrow is the last day of Moncton Taco Week, and you can find participating restaurants at monctontacoweek.com.
Yes, please.
Now, if you love Scrabble, make sure to head down to the Montague Rotary Library in PEI. Scrabble Club takes place on Thursdays at 2 o'clock. You can join other fans of the game for a fun afternoon, and new players are always welcome. Visit the PEI Public Library website for more information. And a benefit concert for Add Some for Women and Children takes place this Friday in Halifax. The show, called Gimme Shelter, features a variety of Nova Scotia singers. It takes place Friday beginning at 7 p.m. at the Paul O'Regan Hall at the Halifax Central Library. And more information can be found at canadahelps.ca.
And they'll be on our show tomorrow. Oh, sorry to interrupt.
Yes, so that will be, we'll hear much more about that tomorrow. And if you have an event going on in your region, please let us know. Email yourmorningatlantic@ctv.ca. We'll take a short break now. Stay with us. Welcome back to CTV Your Morning Atlantic. It is 8:44 right now. Here's a live look this morning at Halifax. We have been starting off the day a little bit cloudy, a little bit windy too. We've been seeing those strong gusty winds across much of Halifax, even into the overnight hours last night. It was, you probably heard the winds howling out there. But eventually we will see the rain making its way into Halifax with some heavy rainfall for tomorrow. Today, though, we will see some sun and cloud out there, though. As for that precipitation, it's starting off in northwestern areas of New Brunswick. This will continue pushing across, though, as we head into the day today. We could see some very heavy downpours at times. Even some thunder showers are possible. Into the evening hours, the rain will be more widespread across New Brunswick. This is also when it will arrive through PEI and into Nova Scotia early to start the day. So we are in for quite a rainy day for Thursday, but the sunshine will return for some areas by Friday. However, we do have a special weather statement in effect for New Brunswick, so we could see about 40 millimeters or more of rainfall. Again, could be higher amounts with those thunder showers, and this will last until Thursday afternoon. As for the temperatures today in New Brunswick, closer to more seasonal values today, between about 9 all the way up to 16 degrees. However, even warmer for Moncton today, high there of 21. And we'll see more cloud cover for southern areas of the province, eventually with those showers making their way in later on this afternoon. For PEI today, we'll see those highs between 16 and 19 degrees, a little bit cooler for more coastal areas today. Generally a cloudy day across the island, though there is about a 30% chance of showers. We'll see those winds from the southwest at 40, gusting up to 60. For Cape Breton and eastern mainland Nova Scotia today, we are still seeing very warm and sunny temperatures here for today. Highs in the high teens to low 20s, though cooler for those more coastal areas today. 10 degrees in Canso and 13 in Sheet Harbor. We'll see those winds from the southwest at 40, gusting up to 60. So still a little bit on the breezy side today. For central and southwestern areas of Nova Scotia, we'll see those temperatures in the high teens and low 20s, though for Halifax, closer to 14 degrees today will be our high. A little bit warmer, though, for more inland areas, and into Yarmouth, a high there of 13 degrees. Those winds from the southwest at 30, gusting up to 50. For Newfoundland today, we'll generally see a mix of sun and cloud, though there is a slight chance of showers for Corner Brook and St. Anthony. Highs today between 10 and 18 degrees. And for Labrador, we'll see some showers for Happy Valley Goose Bay, some snow for Nain, and a mix of sun and cloud for Labrador City, with those highs in that range between 6 and 15 degrees. That's a look at your forecast. Now we'll head over to Brianne.
Thanks, Stephanie. So no playing soccer in Nain today, but the Halifax Tides are in their second season of the Northern Super League and currently sit in second without a loss this season. But more than winning on the pitch, the Tides are also turning when it comes to the airwaves. So we welcome into studio Tiffany Cameron, forward for the Tides, and of course, Rhea May, indie pop singer-songwriter and Tides ambassador for the second season.
Hello.
Welcome, both of you.
Excited to be here. Thanks for having us.
All right, so Rhea, this is both your second leg of your tour and your second time being ambassador for the Tides. So tell us how that feels and what that means to you.
It's been so nice to be working with this team. I'm a mega fan. I went to one game last season and then I was like, I'm not leaving.
She stayed there on Wanderers ground. She's stuck.
And there's so much excitement now about this second season, and the team's doing so well. So I'm just happy to be here. Yeah.
I love it. Obviously, Tiffany, your new single, Victory, features the great Jamila becoming the 2026 Northern Super League anthem, showcasing music and support in Atlantic Canada. How do you connect the music, the city, the soccer? How do you do it?
You know, I'm big on creativity, and I think on the soccer field, you know, me, myself, and also my teammates, we love to be free-spirited and have fun, and I connect that as well too on the field as well, on the field and in the studio. I think that's really important to create that creativity and enjoy what you do. So I think those two come hand in hand.
Absolutely. I mean, it's awesome seeing you collaborate, you having a singer-songwriter right beside you as an ambassador. Talk to us a little bit about the month of May bundle.
You know what? So we're doing a giveaway, a May bundle, M-A-E. Rhea May, get it?
See what you did there? See what you did there?
Little play on words. So on May 18th, we are looking forward to another home game. And we're going to give away 2 tickets to the game. Then we're going to give away 2 tickets to my festival in Halifax, July 17th, Trunk 7. And then they're going to come and hang with me for a few minutes in the middle of everything. So we're excited. We want it to be packed again. I think it will be. The weather's going to be a little bit better, I bet, May 18th.
Yeah.
But that's our May bundle giveaway.
I love it. I love it. May 2-4 weekend. So, you know, everything's
going to be big.
Everything's bundling up. We like it.
That's right.
Tiffany, you've now worked with Jamila. You are working with Rhea. How cool is it to have these professional songwriters and artists just in your back pocket?
It's an honor. I mean, I can learn a lot from you. Well, we're going to talk after this. You never know. We might have something. We might release something at some point in time.
Okay, a little tease for you there.
I mean, you know, soccer has always been my #1 and music my #2. And I'm still learning, you know, and growing. And it's an honor, of course, to be exposed to some talented artists, you know, like Rhea and also Jamila. And I think, you know, sky's the limit. There's a lot to discuss.
A lot to discuss. Amazing. Well, we can't wait to see what happens and what musical heights you soar to, but we also can't wait to see what you soar to on the pitch.
Thank you.
And like they said, next home game is going to be May 18th. That's the long weekend. So we have linked the Tides website to ours, and you can check them out for tickets. Thank you both so much for being here.
Thank you for having us. Yes, thanks.
We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back after this.
Welcome back. We are so grateful that you take time to watch this TV show. We are getting a little nostalgic this morning with Move Morning Chat. Our topic of the day, we're talking about what old TV shows you used to watch as a kid that you'd like to see rebooted. We got some fun answers. We're going to try to get to as many of them as possible. Let's start with this one. Charlene from Liscombe Mills. Road to Avonlea was a favorite.
Yep. I remember.
That was a good one. My grandmother watched that one a lot. Janet from Sydney, I would love to see the series V revamped. It was about aliens that landed and are taking over the Earth.
Okay. Well then.
That's the first time I heard of that one.
Me too.
Jed from Perth Andover, from 1990 to 1995, Northern Exposure followed the quirky lives of the residents of Sicily, Alaska. Fortunately, season 6 went off the rails.
Well, it'd be like
to happen. Sometimes they go a little too long
Like
and they
Grey's
lose the
Anatomy?
quality. Never watched, no. Philip from Halifax, another show I would like to have another run at is Saved by the Bell.
Yes, Phil.
Love. I know it was rebooted once already, but they graduated in 93. I graduated in 94, so pretty much the same age.
Fair.
Yeah.
That was new to me in like the year 2000, 2001. I feel like we'd watch it before school. Didn't know that it had aired years ago.
Years ago. You're like, wow, they're so colorful in their fashion.
Love Saved by the Bell.
Stephanie from Halifax, a different Stephanie. Oh, I would love to see the show The Raccoons come back.
Yep.
I love that show as a child. Remember the theme song?
Yep.
Run with us. I see passion in your eyes. Oh, look it up. It's so good. Great one. Sean from Lake Loon. I miss the early shows like Family Ties and then one like Full House that by the end of the funny show, they shared a sentimental family moment.
Yeah.
Fuller House wasn't too bad, to be honest.
Fuller House, yeah. It was a good one.
They did a good job
with the sisters.
They did a good job.
Julianne from St. John. I'm with Amanda. I loved Reboot. Yeah, you did. When I was growing up, and I'd love to see it rebooted or The Big Comfy Couch.
Big
So great.
Oh my
Just the
gosh.
stretching clock time.
Yes.
Little dust bunnies.
The dust bunnies, the 10-second tidy. Nicole says, oh, this is good. They should bring back Xena, Warrior Princess. I think it's great timing to have a powerful female character to emerge.
Nicole? Yes.
Lucy Lawless? Oh, fabulous in it.
So fantastic.
Valerie from Glace Bay. I would love to see the old cartoons with Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Porky Pig, Yosemite Sam, Sylvester and Tweety, and the rest of the Warner Brothers cartoon characters. I feel like with copyright, you'll still see them in some way.
Yes.
You know? Yeah. Intellectual property, however they say it. Pat from Timberley, have you heard of this one? One of my favorite 50s shows was Fury, about a beautiful black horse and his child owner, Joey.
Yes.
Fury, did you ever watch that?
Yep.
Okay, he says Fury always came to the rescue when there was trouble on the ranch. Loved it.
My sister's obsessed with horses, so yes, I've seen this show.
It sounds so wholesome.
It does sound sweet. Kim from Dartmouth, Peter's right. Fame was an amazing show. So was Square Pegs, but what can I say? However, my first thought was the Carol Burnett show. It was so funny. I wanted to hang out on the set. I thought they would be a dream job working on that show. There were too many good shows like that back in the day. The old sitcoms were the best, like Cheers, Frasier. Anything with a good sense of humor. I was there.
Someone told me they just recently started watching Frasier. I forgot who said it, but oh my goodness, hilarious. Dry British humor.
Very good. And Peggy Mahone Bay, I had to look up this. Knight Rider, one of my favorite TV shows. With the technology and electronics and vehicles, I would love to see what a new version of KITT looks like.
That's it for us today. Here's a look at the roundabout.
The Armdale Roundabout in Halifax.
Have a good one.